Testing, testing, 1, 2. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew. I welcome you all in another episode on Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. Let me start this off correctly. Can someone in the chat give me a sound check? Can you all hear me clearly? I want to make sure we are all heard together this evening. Can you all hear me in the chat? Can someone give me a yes, no, little bit, turn the mic up? Let me know something. We want to make sure that everyone can hear me loud and clearly. Oh, I appreciate you all in the chat. Thank you so much. We have a very, very interesting live broadcast this evening. I appreciate all of you coming on out. Of course, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I'm going to make sure I provide you with the 2 E's: entertainment and education. Salute to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for your acknowledgement, your viewership, your support. If you are watching the replay of this live, I welcome you. Thank you for your viewership as well. I want to make sure that we are all on the same page tonight. Let's start this thing off right. There's a gentleman by the name of Green. Very interesting that we have to say the word green twice. But there's a gentleman by the name of Green. He was on this live broadcast just a few days ago on Tuesday evening. And as many of you are aware of this, that's in the chat and that were here Tuesday evening, Green took it upon himself to Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had some technical difficulties. What I was saying was that the gentleman by the name of Green, that is his name. And we have to mention the word Green 2 times when we're talking about him. In any event, he invited himself to this channel on Tuesday evening, and he challenged me to a debate. Many of you were here. Some of you that were not here, I'm catching you up to speed. He challenged me to a debate, and we're going to deal with that this evening. Give me 1 second because I have to, I got to do this real quick. Something just happened to the camera. We want to make sure we get this camera back popping. Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. Let's do what we're supposed to do now. Uh-huh. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay. So can you all hear me? I'm sorry, we had some technical difficulties here. So I want to make sure that you all can still hear me. Uh, I see you in the background, BV. Give me 1 second. I'm going to invite you on. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me clearly because I had some technical difficulties and I want to make sure that we're loud and clear. Can someone tell me in the chat if you all can hear me loud and clearly? Can you all hear me clearly? I want to make sure that we all can enjoy the experience tonight. Can someone tell me in the chat whether or not you all can hear me? Just a yes or no, real quick. I want to move along with the live broadcast. Just had some technical difficulties. Can someone tell me in the chat if you can hear me? Yes or no? Can you all hear me? All right. It looks like Cash Crypto says crispy. Okay, great. My fault. I didn't mean to do that. All right, cool. So everybody can hear me. All right, cool. Now let me catch you all up to speed once again because there were people that may have not been here on Tuesday evening. So let me give a quick recap real quick. There's a gentleman by the name of Green. Many of you may have seen him on other people's panel, other content creators' panels in the past. He did jump on my panel, I want to say maybe a few months ago, I can't recall. But he jumped on the panel Tuesday night and he had the audacity to challenge me to a live debate. And as you all know, I didn't get on YouTube to debate anybody. But at the same time, as many of you know as well, I do not back down from the smoke. And so Green will not be an exception to that rule. Green challenged me to a debate. It took me about 10 seconds to think about it. I thought about it and told him I would oblige you. If you are listening, Green, you are the next contestant on the Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. Come on down. Come on down, Green. Come on down. If you can hear me, come on down. We need answers. Before we get to the debate with Mr. Green, waiting on him to come, we have to deal with some other things first. And while the viewership is increasing exponentially, Let's start off this live podcast the right way. BVO, I see you in the back. Stay right there, brother. I got you. Let's start what we do off the right way, and that is we ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on this, but we're going to do it anyway, and that is our Town Watch check-in. Byron Bradley is already here. He started it off. What this means, if you're just joining the live, if you're watching the replay of the live, if this is your first time on the live, let me explain to you exactly what the Town Watch check-in means. It means that in the chat, you are welcome and invited to type in where you were either born and raised or where you are now, where you from or where you at, basically. Every city, every state, every island, and every country will be recognized and acknowledged by me so that we all can acknowledge one thing, which is the reason why I do the Town Watch check-ins every live broadcast. And that is so that we can all identify the fact that even though we are from all walks of life, even though we represent all parts of the earth, we still have one thing in common, and that is the fact that we love the sport of boxing. And so let me start it off right. Dallas, Texas is in the building. Port City in the building. We have Alaska in the building. BK all day. Where Brooklyn at? In the house. Dallas, Texas in the building. H-Town is here. Virgin Islands is in the building. Judah, San Diego, California. I see you, Judah. New York City is in the building. Salute to Dion. Haven't seen you in a while, Dion. Good to see you. My boy, even if we don't agree on everything, he's in the chat. I actually like this guy, and I'm going to give him his flowers. My boy, J-Rock from DC. What's up, J-Rock? I like J-Rock, man. What's going on, J-Rock from DC? Where else we at? Come on, let's check in real quick before, because we got some air frying to do this evening. Yes, yes, yes. Come on in, come on in. Identify where you from or where you at. Let's get this party started this evening. Absolutely, absolutely. Windy City, Chi-Town in the building. Let's go, let's go. Who else we got here? Come on in. Just a few more moments. Just a few more moments. Yes, 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 yes. Just a few more moments. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Come on, who else we got in here? Come on, let's check in. Let's check in.
I mean, now we look.
Come on, let's check in. We got a few more moments. A few more moments. I see the viewership increasing exponentially. I welcome you to all of those that are just joining in this live broadcast. Thank you for your viewership. We're doing our Town Watch check-in. We will be moving forward with the show momentarily, but I want to give everybody an opportunity to be able to acknowledge where you from so I can publicly acknowledge it, or where you at. And so that we all can understand that we all have one thing in common, at least one thing, that is that we love the sport of boxing. So I'm giving you all just a few more moments. Come on in. Come on in. Tell us exactly where you from, where you at. I will publicly acknowledge it, and then we will move on to the live broadcast. Okay, we're moving right along. We're going to move right along with the live broadcast. I'm excited for everyone to get a piece of entertainment and education tonight. I'm just excited, y'all. I'm real happy tonight. I couldn't wait to come on here. I couldn't wait. I couldn't even wait to come on here tonight. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, I couldn't wait. Couldn't even wait. Yeah, I'm here now. Green, green. Come on down. I know you somewhere hiding listening. You challenged me to a debate. I told you Tuesday night I would oblige you. So come on down. Come on down to the air frying session. Okay? We're going to wait for you tonight. But before we get to the debate, while we're waiting for Green Green to show his face, we do have someone here that's showing his face. And that's my guy, BVO. Before I let BVO on, I see somebody in the chat. My guy, manager Marty, how you feel? Checking in from checking in from Detroit. Much love, good brother. Salute to you, Black Boy 82 Rob 313, and shout out to Detroit. I got my guy here with us, BVO. Boxing is here live with us tonight. What's going on, BVO?
Hold on 1 second, my brother. 1 second.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we lost, man. We lost.
You said we lost?
Yeah, we lost, man. Me and you lost, man. Ryan
Me
didn't
and
win.
you lost? What? Why I lose, brother?
Hey, we brothers, man. We lose together, man.
I respect how smooth you are. Way to finesse the audience. That's why I really care about you, brother, because you know how, let me use your line on you. Let me check my wallet, man. I mean, let me check my wallet while you talking, man. Hey, BVO, glad to have you again, brother. There was a message. I don't know if you saw it or heard of it on the live stream Tuesday night. I know that you were not here. You were not able to come. I did educate the public on the fact that you and I corresponded and you could not come on Tuesday night. However, Crown Jewel Boxing, he sent a message to you. I don't know if you heard it or saw it yet, but if you didn't, I want to roll the tape on what Crown Jewel Boxing said in his private message. Well, it wasn't private because he actually said it live, but I mean, he basically specified these words directly to you. So if you can mute your device, let me play back the message that Crown Jewel Boxing sent to you live on Tuesday night.
I want to keep my boxing brother who passed away, defending his world title back in 2005's name alive. My brother Lavanda Johnson, former IBF lightweight champion of the world. Something he said in his step-up fight against Sean B. Mitchell in a press conference. You can run, but you can't hide. I'm going to see you. You're going to have to come back on here. And I'm going to be in the chat. So if he makes his way on here, by some chance, during your break tonight, I'm on you. I'm on you like a pit bull on a chew toy. I'm coming for you. You had a lot to say last week. You was calling me all kind of names. You had jokes flowing. I want you to come back with that same level of energy so I can destroy you because I earned it. Much love to you, brother. It ain't personal. It's business. But this time I got a clue. Just to y'all, not y'all. BBO. He was right. You was wrong. I don't want to see that written statement you did because you posted a message. I don't care about that. I don't care about that short you did. Come back to Manager Marty, roll the tape live. Face D-Town, face Crown Jewel Boxing, face Manager Marty. Look us in our face and say, big dogs, I was wrong. I can learn a thing or two from y'all. So I'm going to sit back, listen, and learn. See you next week, BVO. I hope you're taking notes because you're going to need to bring the heat.
BVO, are you there, brother?
I'm here. I like Crown Jewel. That's my guy, man.
Was the audio correct? I mean, I know it was kind of low on my end. That was the highest that my iPad went in volume. Were you able to hear everything he said clearly?
Yes, everything. I heard everything you said.
All right. So we got my guy from Merrillville, Indiana in the building. H-Town on the south side is also in the building. So I sent him the link. I hope he's going to join us. I sent D-Town Boxing the link. I hope he's also going to join us this evening. But before they get here, if they do join or if they're able to join, what's your take on everything you just heard from that message from Crown Jewel Boxing to you, BBO?
You know what? To be honest with you, if you look at the fight, Ryan tried to do some of the things that I was speaking about, but I got to give Tank full credit, man. The kid's amazing, man. He actually took it to another gear that I've never seen him do before. So it was just like, at this point, I was wrong. What I've seen, basically what it was, I just thought he would bring the fight to Tank, and as we seen, Tank is not someone who's going to lie down, and Tank just really beat him to death. I mean, he was first to everything. Ryan made a lot of sloppy mistakes, and I know, you win, you call something, and you win something, But like I said, man, you lost. It's okay, man.
Yeah, let's be clear, BVO. I told you and everybody else that I believe Tank was going to win, and I actually said that he was going to knock Garcia out in the 8th round. That's what I said originally.
Oh, okay.
So, did you think I said Ryan was going to win?
No, I'm just messing with you, man.
Okay.
If I don't bother you, man, nobody will.
Oh no, there's a guy that did bother me. His name is Green, and we're still waiting on Green to come on up here and show his face because he invited himself to challenge me to a debate tonight. He actually, well, not he didn't invite me tonight. He invited me Tuesday night on the same live that I just played for you when Crown Jewel Boxing said, what he said. So while we're waiting for Green to come on down, so he can stand on every word that he said. And one of the things that Green said to all of the new audience that's watching me live and in living color, Green said that he was going to cook me. He said that people are going to be mourning for the death of me on the YouTube streets. Salute to my guy, AM Sports Media. Salute to AM Sports. Thank you for joining us, AM Sports. So I'm just giving a recap to the new audience that's just joining us live. The guy Green, he said that he was going to cook me. He said that my supporters and the subscribers and all the viewers are going to mourn me because he's basically going to kill me in a debate here on the YouTube streets. He basically challenged me to a debate. I really have no interest in debating people. I can debate very well, but I just don't have any interest in it because everybody knows why I came on YouTube and why I started this channel. But I'm also not going to allow anybody to come on the platform, talk all this crazy trash to me, and then I back down. That probably will never, ever happen. On the streets, or in boxing or on YouTube. That's probably never going to happen. So I'm not going to, act like I'm too modest enough to give somebody a spanking. And I think he wants attention. I do. I
Right.
think that Green just wants attention.
Mm-hmm.
Detail Boxing is in the chat. D-Town, I sent you the link. BVO is right here. He stood on his square as a man, D-Town. He said he was going to come back here so he can say he was wrong. And the man did what you asked him to do. He did what Crown Jewel Boxing asked him to do. He's here now. And everybody have to salute and give BVO the respect that he deserves as a man. He stood on his 10 toes and he's here. And so with that, please don't forget to subscribe to BVO Boxing's channel. This guy is thorough in his approach, whether you agree or disagree. He's an intelligent mind of boxing. Sometimes he say things that make people jerk back, that knee-jerk reaction, but at the same time, the man knows his boxing, and we respect him here on this channel. And so please go and support this brother. Subscribe to his channel. Help this brother. I'm not sure if you're monetized yet, but if he's not, help him get his viewership up so that he can get those watch hours. And it's really hard to get watch hours when it comes down to monetization, to support this brother. We love what he's doing. I see a lot of people in the chat. This is not the first time, but just overall, BBO, they keep thinking your name is BBO. So it's BVO, correct? Boxing.
Correct. Yeah, it's the reason it's BBO is because my uncle, who unfortunately passed, his name was Brent Way. So it stands for Brent's Very Own. So that's just me always keeping his name alive. One of those guys when I was a youngster, took some time with me. So whatever I do, I always try to big him up. But that's where that name comes from. And like I said, win, lose, or draw, that's the fun thing about boxing. And that's why it's the greatest sport. As you seen, a sport that they said was dead, just sold 1.2 million, maybe 1.3 million. We thought that couldn't happen in this piracy age. And it's been proven that, that guy Tank Davis, man, is something special. He went to a whole nother gear that we never seen him in, because this is the biggest audience he's ever had. And he went in there with his work pal, like he always did. And unfortunately, like I said, you got some people who say Ryan quit. But at the end of the day, man, when you get hit with that stabbing jab to the liver, it hurts like crazy for 45 seconds, and then you walk up like nothing ever happened. So that's the thing when, people don't know boxing very well. It's the same thing when Oscar was beating B-Hop to death, and B-Hop caught him, and it was over. So at the end of the day, the liver shot, especially a stabbing liver shot, you got to give Tank a lot of credit for seeing that. I mean, he really slowed the whole fight down, and I got to give Kevin Ford some credit, because Joe Goosey came with a great game plan, and it looks like the game plan that Tank and him had was even better. So that's the best part about boxing, man. I don't know about you, man, but I'm a boxing nerd. I've been a fan of boxing since 1995, when I seen Tyson getting headbutted by Holyfield as a youngster. And I said, wow, that's what drew me in. Because anybody who ever seen Tyson versus Holyfield 1, that was one of the best fights I ever seen in my life. Goodness. I think I haven't seen a fight real like that since Jamel versus Brian Castano. I don't know if you've seen that second fight. Oh my God, that was excellent fight. That was like a fight of past. But I love this boxing game, and I kind of favor the Mexican style, because I like come forward fighters. I've never been a fan of the slick fighter. Like when I used to watch Floyd wasn't a slick fighter. I seen Floyd when he had both his hands. And you remember when Floyd had both his hands, he was knocking heads off.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
But yeah, I said all to say this, man. Boxing is the greatest sport. Most of the greatest fighters that you ever known usually come forward. After the 8th round, it was a 15-round fight. Ali did not listen to Angie. He went forward, flat-footed, trying to knock your head off. So that's why I've always been a fan of that come forward style. That's what the fans want to see. They don't really want to see you move around, hit and not get hit. They really don't.
Well, to each his own. I mean, you said you don't know about me when it comes to being a boxing nerd. I'm a boxing historian. I'm not a professional boxing historian. So don't be asking me questions of what happened in 95, because I might forget. But I love the sport of boxing. There's times where I might wake up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep. And or just in the daytime when I have free time, I'll watch boxing matches like on a replay, like fights I've already seen 2, 3, 4 times, and I'll just keep watching it, not like back to back the same fight, but just fights that I've already seen. The fights that I really, really enjoyed. I've been watching boxing since I can remember, all the way back in 1992. The first fight I think I've ever seen before in 1992, November of 1992 to be exact, when Riddick, Big Daddy Bo, defeated one of my favorite fighters of all time, Evander, the real deal Holyfield. And that was a good fight. I'm talking about the first fight. They fought 3 times, but the first fight, and every now and then I pull that fight back up and watch it again. Sometimes I pull the Buster Douglas versus James Buster Douglas versus Tyson back in February of 1990. I'll pull that fight up and watch it. I've watched fights over and over and over again where I can actually, just like a movie, you can predict the next scene. I can predict the next punch because I've seen it already. A lot of people don't know this, but I grew up watching wrestling, professional wrestling. That was my first real sports love. Back in the late 80s when I was a kid, and then the early 90s, and then the mid 90s. And then I just was going back and forth between boxing, wrestling. So I know a lot about both. And Holyfield's definitely in my top 5 champions or just fighters of all time. Just me personally, but that was like one of the first times I've been exposed to the sport of boxing. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Tank Davis, though, a lot of people have been saying it already, and so we're going to dive into it since I have you on here now. In your opinion, BBO, irregardless of the fact that you thought he was going to lose, now that Tank Davis did win, he beat Ryan Garcia. In your opinion, in your educated boxing opinion, is Tank Davis the face of boxing?
I would say yes. The thing is that's going to happen. That's going to even be even better. Is that the zone just showed a Tank versus Ryan fight, and you got Canelo about to fight John Ryder on the zone. It's going to be a direct comparison to see who sells more. And I'm telling you, Tank has had some great momentum. He's been on this Mexican tour, and as we both know, when some people have a whole country behind them, they really, really, nothing sells like black and brown. So unless Canelo's going to take some of them tough fights against, maybe if he fights Benavidez, that might be something. If he fights a Charlo or a Boo Boo, then the thing is Canelo needs another dance partner because Canelo kind of is just living off who he was and what he's done. Because for some reason, a lot of people don't respect him becoming the undisputed super middleweight champion, which I don't understand why. He beat some decent fighters. Did he beat the best? Probably not, but that happens. That happens.
Good point. I talked about what D-Town Boxing was saying, what Crown Jewel Boxing was saying Tuesday night when you were not here, as the viewership is increasing exponentially. We are here live in living color on another episode I'm going to call episode number unknown. On the Roll the Tape podcast with manager Marty, I have my guy BBO Boxing right here with us. The guy I'm about to introduce to you, as you all know, you've seen his face on this platform. I mean, he's like family to me at this point. You've seen our content when we were together, and you've seen our content when we were separate. And the viewership, they love me and this guy when we talk together, whether it be on my platform or his platform, or when we kick it together in person. And I want to give him a proper introduction. Before I do that, as the numbers are growing, I mean, the numbers, I wish you guys can see these numbers on this side. And the reason why is because there's a guy named Green, or one of the reasons why. The guy Green, I actually put the color green on the bottom of the screen to entice him to come on out. We're waiting for you, Green. I know you're somewhere hiding. I know you're watching and listening like you always been doing on the channel, but you challenged me to a debate. So I'm asking you to come on over. We're still waiting for you because we need answers so that we can debate. Because you called me out. You called me out. You tried to bully me on the channel. So I'm going to give you what you asked for. And I see the guy shaking his head, my family. Y'all see what his shirt say on the top. He's going to show you what his shirt say at the bottom. And that's my guy. That's what that is. Detail, detail boxing. What's going on, brother?
You know what it is, my brother. You know, everything is going all right. Everything's lovely. Just jumping on in, you know, to show my support and to see my families, you know, that's in the chat. And also my big brother or my little brother, BBO.
BBO boxing. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got Chi-Town in the building. If you want to still do the Town Watch check-in, if I see it, I'm still going to acknowledge you all as the show roll on as much as possible. So I asked BBO D-Town, I don't know if you heard his answer. Is Tank Davis the face of boxing now since he's beat Ryan Garcia? What say you?
I mean, I don't know if he's the face of boxing, but I think he's pretty close. I mean, you could say he is, you could say he ain't. I mean, everybody probably have a different perspective of looking at it. I mean, he's doing good. So, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they say he is. I wouldn't be mad if they say he's not. I mean, I just put it like that.
Okay. Fair answer. Everybody, have their own, perspective of it. And to me, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that question. And the reason why is because we all have different perspectives. Salute to my guy, AM Sports Media J. So I know that AM Sports Media G, my guy Greg is here. And now we have AM Sports Media J. Salute to you, Jason. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for viewing. I always like to acknowledge other content creators that's in the chat because I think it's always a great thing to be able to uplift each other and support one another, especially when someone is supporting your channel or platform with the viewership. So I always try to make sure if I see that in the chat, I acknowledge. Like from my perspective, I'm always going to come from a business perspective first, and then I'll come from a fan perspective. So from a business perspective, yes, he is the face of boxing from a business perspective. From a fan perspective, it all depends on your own personal perspective as a fan. We're glad to see Dion. We haven't seen Dion, or I haven't seen her in a little minute. So salute to you, Dion. Thank you for your contribution to the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. And Dion says, Tank is at the top. Thank you so much, Dion. Salute to all of the women that's in the chat. We appreciate your viewership. Thank you so very much for your support, not just here on this channel or BBO's channel or Detailed Boxing's channel, but just supporting the sport of boxing as a whole. Because we know that when we talk about women's boxing, the women boxers don't get the press. They don't get the publicity as much as the men. Neither do they get the pay as much as the men. So anytime I see women in the chat supporting not just this channel, but other content creators' channels, I get excited because we all are a boxing family. The viewership is increasing exponentially, and I see that we have a large audience here tonight. We're going to give the fan base two things, like I always do every time I do the live broadcast: education and entertainment. Please hit the like button. I see somebody in the chat that said it, so I'm going to repeat what they said. Feel free to hit the like button. Even if you haven't done so, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. I can assure you that anytime you encounter any of my content, that you are going to experience great content because of the value that I try so very hard to provide, even on the live podcast broadcast and even just the published content that you see throughout the week. And that is that you're going to learn at least one thing about the business of boxing or the sport of boxing or a combination of both that you did not know before encountering. And even if it just takes one person, I always say this, one person to learn something about the business and sport of boxing that they did not know, I'm telling you, it lights my heart up. I'd be so happy. And that satisfied me. And so I appreciate all of your support. We're still waiting for the guy named Green Green. If you're just joining us, Green Green called me out on Tuesday night right here live on this podcast. He called me out. You know, he said that he was going to kill me. He said, not in a violent way. I mean, in the way of a debate. By way of debate, he was going to get me out of there. You know, he was going to cook me. He also made statements, and D-Town Boxing was here with us as a witness. And even D-Town, you commented on the fact that he said that he was a rare breed. His words, not mine. He was a rare breed. Nobody can do nothing with him. He's just on top of the food chain. And he also said something that really perked my ears up, and that was he knew everything about the business of boxing. Is that all the things that he said, Detail?
Yeah, that's what he tried to say. I mean, it was a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. I mean, I think he was full of it. Maybe he was sleepy. I mean, maybe he had a good time that night. I mean, I'm not sure what it was, but I mean, I didn't see him backtrack on 3 or 4 different things that he actually thought that he was seasoning or thought he knew the truth about, you know. And you, me, YSM Sports Media, and other people came into the on your channel and actually made him backtrack on some things that he said, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know." I mean, why would you be talking? Why would you act like you know what you're talking about, or you smart at this and that and that, and you're not? I mean, just be straight up. If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know. And that's one of the sad things about a lot of these Crawford fans. And I ain't gonna say just Crawford fans, but right now this is what we're dealing with. Some of these hybrid Crawford fans, because they done took it to a whole nother level, you know. And I mean, the facts are there. And when they see the facts, they run around the facts, and then they bring up something totally different. Like one of the illustrations I put in my video, that you asked the guy, "Why did you steal that car?" And the way that Crawford fans are, they'll say, "I got a pit bull in my house." Facts, facts, facts. I got a pit bull in my. No, I'm asking you, why did you steal the car? I got a pit bull. Facts. I said, I proved you wrong. Yeah, facts. I ain't talking about a pit bull. I'm talking about what was the reason why you stole a car. And this is the way Terence Crawford fans are. When you ask them a simple question, so simple that a caveman could do it, they'll go off and start talking about something totally different that has nothing to do with the question that you presented to them, and that's just the way they are.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's one of the things that, you know, we had a little discrepancy about, myself and the gentleman, Green Green. Joey Ortiz, thank you for your contribution to the channel. Salute to you. Thank you for your support. Says Manager Marty, thank you for always keeping it real. Word. Salute to you, Joey. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, so Green Green, he was talking real spicy on this channel Tuesday night. And for my guy that's in the chat, my guy Rod, what's up, Rod? Rod knows me over 30-something years, okay? And so the same way I am on YouTube, I'm the same way outside of YouTube. Bottom line is, the guy came on here, he challenged me to a debate. I told him that I really didn't get on YouTube to debate, but since you called me out on my platform, on my channel, I'm definitely not going to back down from it. And we're waiting for him now to show up. Now, nobody's going to jump him in the debate. I'm going to make sure it's just me and him on the screen, no one else. But we're waiting for him to come. His name is Green Green. If you see him in the chat, or if you see him on somebody else's platform, you tell him I'm looking for him. Tell him to come on over here, because we need answers. He wanted to debate me. He said he knows everything about the business of boxing. He basically said a lot of other things. and we're still waiting for him. I actually commented to him on your channel just yesterday, and I think it was a video you published the other day, but I think he was going back and forth with you in your comment section, and I basically reminded him to come on over. Told him to come on over here, and don't run, don't duck and hide, because you asked for the smoke, and I'm gonna give you what you asked for, Green. And if you're somewhere just listening, hiding, acting like you don't see what's going on, you better understand. I told you this Tuesday. I'm gonna tell you this again. You barked up the wrong tree, brother. You should have just left me alone. That's what I think you should have done. Because I can see if he was on your platform or somebody else's platform, and then he just was, just barking my name out. Something a little different. I could have just was like, oh yeah, he don't want nothing. But the fact that he came over in my house, see, that's the difference. See, when you come to somebody's house, you got to respect their rules. And he didn't respect any of the rules. Actually, he was cutting everybody off. He cut me off. He cut you off. He cut Carl Brown off. He cut YSM Sports Media off. He just kept cutting everybody on the panel off. And it was like, dude, it don't matter if we agree or disagree. Give everybody as men an opportunity, to be able to express themselves, and then we can comment on that. So we're still waiting for the guy. I think he will be here. I have a little bit of ounce of, faith, so to speak, that he is going to come over, because he talked way too much trash not to come. I'd be highly disappointed, because we've seen this movie before, D-Town, haven't we? When another guy told me that he wanted to debate me and he never showed up. And I'm not bringing up nothing in the past. I'm just saying, when you come on someone's platform talking crazy, or if you come on somebody else's platform talking crazy about the content creator, you just gotta show up. Especially when you talk about me. Because when you do that, I'm not going to back down. And that's just how I am. And that's just shirt say D-Town. That's what that is. That's just, as my man D-Town say, that's, we got to deal with what's real. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Let's get to another thing, because I see AM Sports Media is in the chat. I'm trying to see film study. Salute the film study. Trying to make sure I get all of the content creators. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But while we waiting on the guy, Green, there's something else that has been reported today. And that is that Terence Crawford will fight Errol Spence on July the 22nd. Terence Crawford will fight Errol Spence Jr. on July 22nd. BBO, what's your take on that, brother? Will the fight really happen? If so, what happens? I mean, we're finally here now, July 22nd. What's your take on it, bro? BBO, you there? Okay, maybe he's not. D-Town, what's your take on it? I mean, they saying Crawford going to fight Spence finally is here now, according to these recent reports that came out a few hours ago, that Crawford is going to fight Errol Spence Jr. on July. Big Ray in the chat says, made me laugh just now. July 22nd. What's your take on that, man? Fight going to happen finally?
Look, I did a video today talking about actually a video that Terence Crawford did years ago when he was trying to fight Amir Khan. And they asked Terence Crawford, they said, are you happy? Are you happy? Terence Crawford said out of his own mouth, he said, I can't get excited until it's signed, sealed, and delivered. So I'm going to take his own words and say the same thing. I ain't going to be happy. I'm not going to feel some kind of way or say it's going to happen. Now, I need to see it signed, sealed, and delivered, because even Steven Espinosa said the same thing. What's the point of getting all happy and stuff? We're not talking about a fighter who wants to fight another fighter. We talking about a fighter who's playing games with the fans. We talking about him. So we talking about Terence Crawford. We have to take the things that Terence Crawford say as a grain of salt. Now, I'm not saying that the fight will not happen. It could be a possibility that Terence Crawford is tired of fighting the fans or tired of fighting everybody else, and maybe he wants to step in the ring with Errol Spence. I mean, maybe he woke up one day and just came and got his own wits and say, you know what? Like Rocky Balboa, and just, yeah, I mean, I don't know. So it's a possibility. It might happen. I mean, if it does, he's still labeled as a duck.
Salute to Jackie Hernandez in the chat. Always a pleasure to see her as well. Salute to all the ladies that's in the chat, and even the ladies that's just watching that's not in the chat. We support you, and we thank you for your support and contribution and viewership on this channel. To all the new audience that's just joining us right now, I see the numbers of viewership is increasing. Y'all know what I'm going to say, exponentially. So I wanted to invite the new audience into exactly what we are talking about before I get to BVO. We're talking about a few hours ago, there was a report from several different outlets today that stated that Terence Crawford will fight Errol Spence Jr. on July the 22nd. BVO, what's your take on that, brother? I mean, is it finally going to happen? We've heard this several times before, and it sounds like it's a more of a possibility this time. What's your take on it?
To be honest, I really don't put any energy into it. It's kind of funny because at one time, this was probably the biggest fight in boxing, and to see Bud just kind of let it fizzle out. It just kind of it's
You
crazy
sound real
because
low. BVO, you sound real low.
let me turn myself. Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Just a tad bit.
Okay, so basically what I'm saying is it seems like Bud just didn't want to fight. He's done everything he can to avoid the fight, which to me makes no sense because we all know, Errol Spence going to fight anybody. And I've never seen Errol Spence. I've seen Errol Spence take some fights I thought he had no business taking. Like when he went and took that fight against Kell Brook in the UK and dominated him, I don't think people remember that. That was a fight he had no business taking because I thought, I had watched Errol Spence come up. I didn't think he was ready yet for something like that. And he really dominated him. So when you talk about this fight, I really believe that Bud is showing us as well as Bomac that they're not looking to show who they are, who the best is. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, from what I've seen Errol outside the ring, I think Bud has a real chance of beating him, but we'll probably never get it because they don't want to take that shot. And let's be honest, so Errol's a lot like the great Sugar Ray Leonard as far as talent. He's a very talented kid, and he seems to get better. And he has some unfortunate things. And I'll tell you what, he looked so dominant against Ugas. That fight with him and Bud Crawford would have been amazing that December. But as you know, it seems like Bud's not interested in taking a tough fight. I mean, I can't think of a fight that he took other than Victor Postol that was a tough fight, honestly. Most of the fights he's been in is more glorified sparring matches, like his coach said. So it's just, what else can you really say? I mean, it's not Bud that don't want to fight. I mean, it's not Errol that don't want to fight better yet. So it's kind of sad because, Errol's weights in his prime. I mean, I think he's fought. They both have fought once in the last 3 years. My God, what are you doing? I mean, you're not going to be this young ever again. So it's honestly, I just hope that Bud steps up, fights him. And I think he has a chance to win because I don't necessarily think Errol's living the fighter lifestyle outside the ring. I just don't. If you see his Instagram or you see how Errol's been moving, I think he's more vulnerable than he's ever been. And the fact that Bud's not jumping on that, it's kind of crazy.
Okay, I mean, that's good perspective. Salute to Byron, all the way from the Philippines. We have viewership all across the world that give us support and viewership here on the channel. So salute to Byron. Salute to John Bowie, always supporting the channel, always making a contribution. He told me not to, well, let me tell you what his exact words were in the chat was, if you like, you can avoid my super chats, LOL. If you're in the chat, you can see why he said it. I won't repeat that part. But I will also say that he did say this. Thank you for your contribution again for this super chat, John. I just want to hear from the guys that claim Ryan was going to wash Tank. Well, John, we got BBO up here. He was one of those guys that said that. So you're actually hearing from him right now. And so I thank you again, John, for your support, your contribution, of course, your viewership all the time, John. And that's the only reason why I didn't post it, because he asked me basically not to. Thank you so much, John. So here's my thing. I personally, and I've said this publicly time and time again, and I'm going to say it right now. Even if the fight happens between Spence and Crawford, I won't personally believe it until both fighters step off of the scale after making weight the night before the fight. That's when I will actually believe they're going to fight. I don't care what nobody else. They can have a press conference tomorrow. I'm not going to believe it until both fighters step off of the scale and make weight on Friday night before the night before they actually fight. And there's a reason why I keep saying that. And the reason why I keep saying when they step off of the scale is because once they make weight and step off of the scale, that is when the promoters are obligated to make payment. I was trying to explain that to Green on Tuesday night when Green kept saying that a promoter is obligated to pay a fighter even if the card was canceled. That's what he said. Even if it was beyond the promoter's control, the promoters still have to pay all of the fighters that was on the card. That's not true. I told him that already. He didn't want to listen. So I'm going to reiterate that with some evidence soon as he come up here. Green, the viewership is waiting for you. Come on up here. We're still waiting, Green. It's 8:06 p.m. Eastern time. Come on up. I got some questions I want to ask you because we need answers. And we want to see you cook me like you said you were going to do in this live debate. Come on up here. Ain't nobody going to jump you. BVO and Detail not going to be here by the time you come. I'm going to make sure when I see you in the background, I'm going to make sure I leave those guys in the chat, and that's it. But I want you up here, Green. You called me out on my platform. I'm still waiting for you. I told you I wasn't going to back down. We here now. I've sent you a message under the comments section, Detail. I sent you a screenshot. You know, when I sent that first message, it instantly disappeared somewhere. When I sent that message to him, it instantly disappeared. So I was like, whoa, what happened to that comment I just put under his name? But you know me. I said, you know what? I ain't going to assume nothing. I'm going to send him another message. The same thing I said, and that one is still up there. Hopefully that didn't disappear within 24 hours. But within 5 minutes, bam, it disappeared. So we're still waiting for you, Green. Come on through. We're waiting for you. You know, we're waiting. We're here now, you know. And I told him this. I said, you're barking up the wrong tree, brother. You don't know what you're asking for, but I'm going to give you what you're asking for. And then Terence Best Videos came on. I think you was off the panel at that point, Detail, but Terence Best Videos came on. Terence Best Videos is another avid Terence Bar Crawford fan, and I demolished him on Knockout Boxing 86 channel when we debated. I thought the guy was not going to come back to life, but somehow, some way, he jumps back. He comes back to life, and then he debated BFTB. I'm like, when is this guy going to? When is he going to get killed in the debate? Because I killed him, came back to life. BF killed me, keep coming back to life. But the thing I like about Terence Best Videos is that Terence Best Videos, he shows a lot of courage, and I respect Terence Best Videos. And Terence Best Videos, he will come out and say, "You right about that." Oh, okay, yeah. He will acknowledge. You know what I mean? When you come with facts and you prove that he's right, prove that you're right. But the other guy, Green, he won't. So the reason why I'm bringing up Terence Best Videos name is because he jumped on the panel, and of course he said some things about Crawford, you know, and everything like that. But I told Terence Best Videos, I said, Terence, see that guy on your screen at the top next to me? Tell him what I did to you, and tell him why he making a mistake for challenging to debate me because of what I did to you. Just joking with him out of fun. So we're going to see. Aaron H. Muhammad, my guy, always supporting the channel. One of my day ones. Thank you for your contribution. Aaron Muhammad says, Manager Marty, I have concluded that Bud is not afraid of Arrow as an opponent, but is terrified of the outcome if he steps in the ring with Errol. Money can no longer be an excuse after Tank versus Ryan. What's your take on that, BBO, and then D-Town? What's your take on what Aaron H. Muhammad just said?
It's never been about the money. Honestly, what it is I think people don't understand. It's like Roy Jones said it best. You can make yourself undefeated if you not fight the best. And a prime example of somebody engineering their career to be undefeated, it's been Bud. We really haven't seen Bud take those tough fights. I mean, did he fight Danny Garcia at 140? No. Did he fight Mikey Garcia? Did he fight some of those great guys? I mean, I don't know if you guys remember Robert Easter Jr., my Toledo brother. He could have fought him down there. He didn't fight him. So it's like, it's been proven since you've been at welterweight. I mean, Terence Crawford is looking to take easy fights, which is kind of crazy because from what I've seen, especially in his last couple of fights, I think he would, really hurt Errol because I feel like Errol, unfortunately, has lost a step from the accidents. I mean, nobody can say, hey, I've been thrown from a car and I'm the same fighter I was. Absolutely not. He's not that same guy that fought Kell Brook or the same guy that used to have that. What's that shag haircut they always have down there? He's not that anymore. And it seems like when you don't want to fight somebody when they're vulnerable, you just plain out don't want to fight them. And I guarantee we'll never get that fight. You got plenty of clips of, Bud saying that fight never happened. We gonna fight Errol. Never. So I mean, it's not about scared because nobody that get in that square ring is scared. We know that. Because God forbid we see Errol or Bud outside the ring. Jesus Christ. So I don't think they're scared. I think more or less it's just at the end of the day, he wants to solidify his legacy as being a 3-division champion with no losses, man. He can do that and make about the same money he would make against Errol. Because Errol is a hard fight, not a money fight. Because you're talking about two guys that's 36 and one's 33. These are guys are old men now. It's time, as my boy Tank said, it's time for the youngers to do it. I mean, they hold up the belts. Think about this, guys. We're not going to get Virgil versus Boots for any championships at welterweight because it just took too long. So we got to keep that in mind. They just hold up the whole division with this thing. Either they're going to fight or else going to go up and fight Jamel. I mean, one of those things got to happen. And honestly, that'll be the fight. I think we should get ready for Jamel versus Errol because I think Jamel really hurt Errol. But that's for another show. Go ahead, D-Town.
Got you. Go ahead, D-Town. What's your take on what Aaron H. Muhammad said?
I seen an interview, and I think I did one in my video of Terence Crawford when he was talking to a lady, and he said that it was better to stay undefeated than to fight credible fighters. So he already letting us know that he's not trying to get that smoke. I think the whole time, like he said, that he's a puppet master. So what he's doing is he's making illusions to make it seem like that he want to fight Errol Spence, but the whole time he don't. Now, me personally, I think that Errol Spence is more of a dangerous fighter now than he was before the accident. I think the only thing happened is that he didn't have. I mean, you shook your head last time when you said Ryan was gonna beat Tank. So I mean, so shaking your head really ain't gonna do nothing. I bet this time we didn't prove wrong, and I mean everybody has their own opinion. But if we saying what we think or whatever, but the problem is, do Terence Crawford believe that? Because if Terence Crawford felt like that accident took something out of Errol Spence, he would have jumped on it. So he didn't. So a lot of people know and see that Errol Spence taking his career more seriously, after the accident because he's thankful of his life. Now, I think I'm not saying that he's 100%. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is I think that by him not fighting took a big, was a part of that, by being a little careless and things like that. But we've seen Terence Crawford fight, fight, and still careless. So I think at the end of the day, I give Terence Crawford maybe 40% or 30% chance of beating Errol Spence. It's because the things I see of Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, I believe that Errol Spence will overshadow Terence Crawford. Now, I'm not saying that Terence Crawford can't win. Not saying that. What I'm saying is when I look at both of these fighters, Errol Spence throw more punches than Terence Crawford. Errol Spence have a pressure fight. He can also box. He can also counter. He can also parry and stay on the inside. And he also puts his body on you like a extra small tank top. and he positions himself on you to be able to land something. So me personally, I just think that Terence Crawford knows that, because if he felt like Earl Spence lost a step after the accident, he would have signed that contract. So I don't believe it's about the money. I believe that he wants to stay undefeated. That's my opinion.
Well, let me ask you this. on that opinion. I think the best Errol fight was him versus Mikey Garcia. What would be your best fight for him, for Errol? What would you say his best performance was?
I ain't gonna say it's against Mikey Garcia.
Reason I say Mikey, I'll tell you why I said Mikey. That was the time I didn't know Errol had those tools in his bag. The feet, the movement, the boxing ability. These are things I didn't know he had in his bag from watching him in the amateurs. What I seen versus Mikey, I didn't even know he can even do. So that's why I said that was his best. He showed all of his tools in that one. But what would you say Errol's best fight is?
Well, me personally, just because we don't know what he got, don't mean that's his best fight. It's just that he didn't have to pull it out. He didn't even have to pull it out that fight. He just said that he was going to outbox Mikey Garcia and show everybody that he could do this. So he could have did that a long time ago if he felt like that, you know, he fought somebody else that they say he couldn't box. You know what I'm saying? So he could have did that a while back. You know what I'm saying? Just that fight was the fight he actually showed people that, hey, I could do this. So me personally, I mean, it's hard for me to say because it was all different fights. I mean, we could say, I couldn't tell you, man. I mean, he had a lot of great fights. I mean, I can't say it's Sean Porter. I mean, because at Sean Porter, he showed that he had more dog in him than Sean Porter. He actually beat Sean Porter at his own game, because at the first 2 rounds, Earl Spence was boxing Sean Porter in the first 2 rounds, and Sean Porter was running from him. And then Earl Spence went in saying that, hey, I told the fans and everybody I'm going to beat him at his own game, at a game that Sean Porter trained for majority of his career. And he went in there and fought that style and still overcame. So, I mean, it's hard for me to say which one is a good fight. I mean, we can even say when he went to Kell Brook and beat Kell Brook at his hometown when he was young. I mean, we can say that we never thought that he was going to beat Kell Brook, you know, by him being young. We can say we didn't think he was going to beat Kell Brook because Kell Brook, you know, had the belt. He was, I think Kell Brook is older than Earl Spence. He went to his hometown. So, I mean, so you could look at it different ways, you know. That's what I feel. But I sure like that your Dennis Ugas and Earl Spence. I sure like that one.
Yeah, that was a really good performance. Brock Howard, thank you for your contribution to the channel. Thank you for your viewership as well. Brock says, BVO, we in agreement tonight. That was from Brock Howard. John is contributing to the channel again, but I don't know if he wants me to read these 2 super chats or not. But John, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your support to the channel. If you do want me to read, you know, the last 2 super chats that you provided, I will do just that. Just let me know in the chat, and I will acknowledge them publicly. But thank you again for your, you know, your contribution to the channel as always. And again, my guy is here. I always have to stop my show for him because we are also in sync. You know, we're like family as well. And I always got to let him know because he's one of my day ones as well. And that's my guy. He not only just support my channel, he support other people's channel all across the YouTube streets. My guy, salute to him. Thank you for your contribution and his support. Mr. Pragmatic. I call him Mr. Prag. He says, I'm late, but I'm here. What's up, Marty? And the chat. Mr. Prag, appreciate your viewership. Always in your support, man. You were here, Mr. Prag, on Tuesday night. I believe that was your first time coming back to the live because you were on a great vacation. But you remember the guy Green that called me out, Mr. Prag, and he said he was going to cook me. He wanted to do a live debate. When I went back on live, we're here tonight. We're waiting for Green. We've seen this movie before, haven't we, Mr. Prag? Hopefully it doesn't have the same ending, because when you call somebody out to debate them on their platform, you just got to show up. Okay? If BVO was wrong about Ryan Garcia beating Tank, and he can still show up, and he can acknowledge I was wrong, this is just out of love for the sport of boxing, then Green can come on up too. Because he said a lot of crazy things, not just defending his honor on Terence Crawford versus Spence, and this the whole fan club that he generated from this Terence Crawford debate, or this Terence Crawford topic. But he started talking reckless. So we're waiting for you, Green. I know if you're not watching now, you're definitely going to watch the replay of this, because you always watch the channel. Your words, not mine. So come on down. I'm waiting for you. Nobody's going to jump you. This is not going to be a 3-4 on 1. I'm going to make sure D-Town and BVO not even on the platform as far as the panel. When I say platform, I mean the panel. They can be in the chat and all that, but ain't nobody going to jump you. I want you here. You said all of that stuff. This is funny to me, D-Town. I got to say this. I just do. We've seen several guys talk crazy to me, rather be publicly than privately, and then it's like, y'all can say it now. I'm giving you the platform. Come on down and say it. That's what men do. You got to stand on your square. The man said all of that about me. He wanted to have a live debate. We're here tonight. I didn't ask him or invite him to come on Tuesday. I didn't really know who he was. Then he told us that he wasn't a content creator. I didn't know if he was a content creator or not, but he expressed that. Right or wrong, D-Town? Mm-hmm. So that means that he's familiar with the channel. He's familiar with your channel. He brought your channel up. He's familiar with YSM Sports Media's Facebook channel or whatever like that. So the guy, he knows what's up, but he barked up the wrong tree, and we're waiting for you, Green. It's interesting we have to say his name twice, Green. But my man YSM said his name was Getty. Maybe it's Getty on Facebook. I don't know. But we need answers. Matter of fact, I'm about to call YSM because maybe he have a way to get in contact with this guy, maybe on Facebook or something, because we need him to come on down for this live debate. I was waiting all week for this. I mean, when I went back and heard the replay of the live, I was like, man, what he just say? Oh, I know he ain't say. He was just saying all kind of stuff, man. Not about me. I don't care about what he said about me, but on his talking points. I was like, man, this guy, he don't know what he's talking about. So I'm going to use this as a teachable moment, as I told him then, and I'm telling you all now. Salute to everybody in the chat. If you're just watching this live in living color, we are waiting for Green to come on over here. The air fryer is on. It's on about 250 degrees. Well, we're going to turn it up a little hotter and hotter because we're waiting for Green. All that trash y'all heard him talk on Tuesday, I'm going to give him a platform to give him what he asked for. Thank you again for your contribution, John. I don't know if he wants me to, that was a mistake there. I don't know if he wants me to read it, but I want to definitely acknowledge him again for contributing to the channel. We have women in the chat. Salute to all of the women in the chat. Thank you for your viewership and your support to the channel and to the sport of boxing. If you're just joining us on the live broadcast, we were talking about the fact that Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence has been announced today, that they will finally be able to get it on July the 22nd. That's what they said. There were people in the chat that said it says July 22nd, but they didn't mention the actual year. So, yeah. Bruce Leroy, thank you for your contribution to the chat. Salute to you, Bruce. Thank you for your support. Bruce says, bruh, stop saying they. EJ ain't holding a D thing. And Bud is 35, not 36. So stop trying to inflate his age. BVO equals undercover Bud fanboy. BVO, I gotta give you an opportunity to respond because Bruce said your name. I mean, you heard what the man said. What's
Hey,
your
Bruce.
take on that, brother?
Hey, Bruce, you my older brother, and I love you, but don't take sides against the family. But I'll say this: reason I say they, and you know this more than anybody, Marty. Whenever you enter a contract, that's a mutual agreement. So it takes two parties to enter into a contract. So no matter what, you need both guys to be on one accord. At the end of the day, I think it'd be an excellent fight for boxing. This would be a great 3-fight deal. You know, these guys really should fight 3 times. I think it'd be great. I honestly can say, from what we all heard, it's really not worth the energy of it anymore because Bud has made it clear he's not going to do it. He ducked. I mean, and this is the funny thing. We've actually seen Errol give him everything he wanted. He still hasn't fought him. So, I mean, what more? I mean, because we all know Errol could easily fight Dallas Cowboy Stadium versus Virgil Ortiz and have about 70, 80,000 fans there. He didn't do that. He waited for Bud and still no fight. So, honestly, there's no such thing to me as a fanboy. If you don't agree with somebody, I know like to throw insults. At the end of the day, both these guys are excellent fighters. And to me, I think Bud is one of the best fighters I've seen in the last 20 years. And the same thing I would say for Errol. Both of these guys are terrific. They really are.
Yeah, I mean, we shall see. If you're just joining us live and living color, I always said that, you know, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, if they do fight, the only way I will personally believe it is if both guys, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, step off of the scales at the weigh-in after they make weight the night before the fight. That's when I will actually believe that the fight is going to happen. That's just my, perspective. Now I'm in the chat and I see that that John actually did say he wanted me to read it. I think that's what he said, so I'm going to read it. KYIC, your hero is a duck. That's what John Bowie said. And John Bowie also said, KYIC, Bud got to step in the ring first. He's trying to win the battle of public opinion, which he is losing badly. That was from our guy, John Bowie. Thank you for your contribution again, John. Those were the 3 contributions that John made a little bit earlier, and I thought I saw that he did not want me to read them publicly. People are just joining in for the past 45 minutes, and they may have missed what we said about Tank Davis. So I wanted to be able to recap whether Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. Is he the face of boxing? This time, though, I would like people in the chat to say whether or not he's the face of boxing. Is he the face of boxing? I'm talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. Is he the face of boxing? Is he the face of boxing? In the chat, yes or no. If you want, tell us why. Is he the face of boxing? He just beat Ryan Garcia. So we need to know, is he the face of boxing? Gervonta Tank Davis. Some people are saying no in the chat. Some people are saying yes. We have a mixed audience. We have a mixed crowd. We have a mixed perspective on this. And this makes it very, very interesting. Is he the face of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis?
I want to ask the question, Manager Marty.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot it.
When Floyd Money Mayweather became top pound for pound, did they ever take that from him and give it back to him? Or did he keep that the whole time? Now, I know you got different levels of pound for pound, like number 1, number 2, or number 3. But when he became number 1 pound for pound, did they ever take that from him and give it to somebody else?
I don't recall that, me personally.
I don't
recall him doing that. I think once he had it, he had it.
So that's one of, if that's what happened, then how did they take the number one spot from Terence Crawford and give it to Canelo, and then give it back to Terence Crawford? That just, to me, and I understand that pound for pound is just people, what they believe and what they think in their opinion. But if that's in case that Floyd Money Mayweather took, the number one spot and he kept it, then it's funny how Terence Crawford had the number one spot, and then they took it from him and gave it to Canelo, and then gave it back to Terence Crawford. So that let me know that he ain't really the number one. I think they just putting him up there because to me he ain't did enough at 147 to even be a top pound for pound fighter. I mean, I think that's really what ESPN or something like that saying that. So I think they're just trying to build him up and balloon him up the same way they did Lomachenko and saying some of these other fighters. That's my opinion.
Good point. Anything that you have to add on that, BVO? BVO, you there? Okay. Well, we have so many mixed perspectives in the chat about whether or not Tank Davis is the face of boxing. Salute to Diana. Thank you for your support and viewership. Salute to all the women again in the chat. If you're just joining us live in Living Color, we're talking about whether or not Tank Davis is the face of boxing. We've also covered Terence Crawford fighting Errol Spence Jr. on July the 22nd of this year, in a couple of months. This is what reports have been circulating throughout the day stating. And we're also waiting for Green, the guy who called me out. He said he wanted to debate me. He said he was going to cook me. He also said that that the subscribers and viewers are going to mourn me after he basically, kill me in a debate. He said all these crazy things that he was going to do. He said he was a rare breed or a different breed or some to the effect of being a breed. He said people can't mess with him, that basically nobody's on his level when it comes to debating. Nobody's on his level basically about the Terence Crawford topic, all kind of stuff that, Green has been saying. The link is in the chat. I even pinned it. I forgot to actually pin it, but it was in the chat. It's in the chat though. And also I made a comment to him to come here. He knows what time it is. Green knows what time. He's always watching the platform on Tuesdays and or Fridays. He said that himself to me, that he's always watching. In fact, he even said this also, Green did. He said that he saw me in Philly. I don't know how long ago, but he said that he saw me at a tournament, as I was officiating and judging for the amateurs. He said that he saw me. I don't know if it was before I was on YouTube or after. I'm not meaning when I say on YouTube as a content creator. I don't know. He didn't specify. But my thing is, we want him to come over here now. And I'm saying we, including the fans, including the supporters, including the viewers, whether you agree with Manager Marty or not. Obviously, the viewership has been increasing as the numbers have been going up and up and up as time has progressed throughout the night. So we all waiting for Green. That's why the color on the bottom of your screen is green, to encourage him to come over and to encourage anyone that feel led to be able to donate to the channel through Cash App. We're still here. Thank you for those that already have supported through making a contribution, just like my guy John Bowie did, and he's done it again. Thank you so much. And he says, my bad, I walked away for a minute. Did you read my super chats? John, yes, I did read your super chats. I certainly did. Thank you again for your contribution, John. I definitely did read them. If you want me to read them again, I will, since you had walked away. No problem. Let me see if I can post this by The Real Deal. The Real Deal says, Manager Marty, D-Town, I wish that you would do more videos together. I liked your last videos while you were together. D-Town, they liked it. You know, we've been getting some great feedback on when we linked up and did videos together. They like it. The subscribers like it. The viewers like it. They like our, chemistry on camera. They like how we, express ourselves in totally different ways, but we always come around, even if we don't agree on everything. What's your take on, what you want to say in honoring of the supporters that like how we both do videos together?
I appreciate every last one of them. When I first started this YouTube, I didn't think that it was going to be like this. I actually did it because I was tired of texting, texting, trying to get my information out to people and stuff. So I decided to make me a YouTube channel and to tell the truth. I'm not gonna waste my time with no lie. I mean, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just go do something else. And like I said, I'm a God-fearing man, and I'm not fist to mislead or mislead anybody. If I don't know, I tell you I don't know. And if it comes to find out that I was wrong, I have no problem admitting that I am wrong. But I salute to every last one of y'all, all my subscribers, all my family members. I look at all of y'all as family members, even if we agree or don't. Some of y'all I might not never see, but just able to talk to y'all on the chats and things like that, that makes me feel happy, especially when you have a long day of work and then you are able to talk to some of your your family members in the chat, and we be able to link up and just trade information, of something that we love, or as a sport of boxing. So, I'm happy, to be able to be here with y'all, because if it wasn't for y'all, then I wouldn't have a channel, or a lot of us would not have a channel. So it takes all of us to be able to work together and be able to appreciate one another, because just because I have a channel don't mean that I'm something. I'm nothing, Every last one of y'all that's in the comments on the equal playing field as me, Manager Marty, or whoever else. So, I don't want y'all to think, because we have our own platform that we somebody. If I see you in the store or anything like that, I'll be humble, to shake your hand or give you a hug or whatever it is. So, we all on the same playing field. So, I appreciate y'all and appreciate to be able to go out and link up with Manager Marty. I'm gonna tell y'all something, y'all. I ain't gonna say too much, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. Manager Marty is the real deal. I'm gonna tell you just like this. I ain't gonna get into details or whatever, but whatever it was, Manager Marty was there. Manager Marty was there, y'all. I'm telling you, man. Y'all don't look. Manager Marty might look like a scoop of ice cream on the outside, but that dude got some dang porcupines on the inside. Don't think the man is just some sugar coated, ice cream with sprinkles. That man is the real deal. So I'm just gonna let you know, he's a legit man. He's what you see is what you get. And he also 100 or 210% man. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm not gonna get into details, but Manager Marty was there for me. You know what I'm saying? And what it is what it is. That's just what that is. You know what I'm saying? So salute to every last one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, our channels wouldn't be a channel without y'all.
Yo, I totally agree with that. Before I continue, Windy City, another supporter of the channel, Windy City Assassin. I want to tell you right now, I deeply apologize. I see in the chat you said I missed your super chat. I promise you I did. I really apologize. I'm trying to scroll up here on my phone to see all of the chat, but it's not letting me scroll all the way up to the old messages. So I will make sure that when this live broadcast is completely over and we come back here Tuesday night, that when it's time for me to acknowledge it, when I'm able to go up, because I can't go up. It's not letting me go all the way up. Okay, hold on. Hey, Detail, can you do the honors of reading what he said? I want to make sure he's being acknowledged. I apologize again, Windy City. I didn't see it. We want to make sure everybody you know, get acknowledged when they support the channel. Your phone on mute, D.
Okay, yeah, it's trying to leave me right now, but it said roll the tape. Come out them thickens.
Thank you so much, Windy City. I am definitely going to roll the tape. I apologize, Windy, man. Darn, I was trying to scroll up to be able to acknowledge that. Thank you again, D-Town, for doing that for me. KQKC Boxing Network is in the chat. I want to salute to him as well. Every time there's a content creator that's in my chat, I'm always going to acknowledge, you know, because we are a family when it comes to content creators, whether we agree or disagree or not. I always want to give everybody their flowers when they come support the channel through the viewership. We're waiting for a guy named Green. Okay? He came here on Tuesday night. He said all this crazy stuff about manager Marty. He wanted to debate me right here. He asked me on what platform. I told him the same platform you watch every week, and that's this one right here. We're still waiting for Green. We ain't gonna wait too long, Green. You ain't that special. You said you was gonna cook me. I'm waiting for you. This seemed like this is a replay of the last two guys, not bringing up nothing old detail in BBO. I don't want to rehash nothing. I'm just saying the viewership has been accustomed to seeing people call me out, say things about me. When it's time for them to come on the platform to say it, I don't know what happens. They don't come. So we're asking for Green. Come on out, Green. J-Rock was even on the panel, and he's an avid Terence Bud Crawford fan. But I respect J-Rock because he's not scared to show his face and stand on 10 toes. And now we asking for Green to do the same thing. You know, come on over, Green. I know you watching, Green. I already know you are because you done told me you always watching. So you knew you called me out. Now I'm asking you to come on over here so you can give the subscribers, the viewers, the ladies, the gentlemen, the members of the jury, and the members of the Roller Tape Film Crew what you asked for. You asked to get air fried inadvertently. And so I'm going to give you what you asked for when you come on over here now. And I'm only doing this for entertainment and education. Y'all know how I do. BBO, you still there, brother? I think BBO done tapped out. He done tapped out. Oh yeah, so back to what we were saying before this whole thing I messed up on. I apologize again, Windy City. I want to tell you, D-Town is who he is. D-Town is exactly who he says he is. We spent a lot of time together, and we had fun. You know, D-Town, you know, you was there for me as well, brother. So that's what we do as family. We're there for each other. When it got to go down, it got to go down. There ain't no excuses. We got to stand up and do what we do as men, brother. So it wasn't going to be no different. It was, you know, hey, it is what. Hey, I always say it is what it's going to be. But you know, we got to ride. Hey, that's just how I am. So, you know, I'm glad that we were able to spend a lot of time. Salute to all the viewers on D-Town's channel, my channel, that love the content that we put together. We got some more content that we're going to put out as well. That we did get into a recording together. Man, we had a lot of fun, D-Town. Wasn't that cool, man?
Look, Manager Marty, when we linked up, man, it's like I knew you for a very long time. I mean, almost like we were kids. It's like the connection was like you know how sometimes you get around people, you're like, man, I don't know, you know. It's like it wasn't nothing like that. I mean, it was like just riding with the waves. I mean, man, it was a wonderful time, y'all. Like I say, you know, Manager Marty is that guy. I'm not saying it because I'm on his channel. You know, D-Town, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If somebody's snotty nose or whatever the case might be, I'll tell you. But Manager Marty is that guy. If you ever meet Manager Marty, I promise you, he's man, you're gonna have some fun. Put it that way. You're gonna get the truth. You're gonna get it right. And I mean, it's gonna be straight and plain, you know. And he's a real cool guy. Salute to Manager Marty.
Yeah, man. BBO, you still there? Man, they done rock BBO to sleep, man. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. Since we're waiting on Green, right? And I don't want to hold nobody up. I'm gonna give y'all some entertainment then. This is the Roll the Tape podcast. You guys can stay on the panel because if he comes, then I'll have you guys break off. So nobody won't think that this was orchestrated, that we tried to gang up on the guy or whatever. I'm gonna roll the tape because there's some questions that I wanted to ask Green. He's not here, but this is what he said on Tuesday night. I'm going to play a few snippets of what this man said on Tuesday night for all the live viewers that are just joining us, that was not here on Tuesday, that don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to show y'all how this all started, and I am going to just ask the questions that I want to ask, and then make this an educational and an entertainment portion of the podcast. Now, as far as the debate goes, this is outside of what I'm going to say to him in the debate. So it's not like I'm trying to hurry up and put my part out first, and then he can't defend himself. Nope, I'm not going to bring none of what I'm talking about up in the actual debate. But I want to give y'all some entertainment and allow it to be a teachable moment. Let me roll the tape on some of the things that Green said on this live podcast on Tuesday night, and we're waiting for him. And you know what? Y'all don't have to. I'm gonna cue the tape up, and then I'm going to come back with my classic roll the tape. Give me 1 second. Let me cue this up, and we're going to have a little fun. Detail, you don't have to leave. BVO, I know you sleep somewhere because apparently you're not listening. So hopefully when you wake up, BVO, you'll wake up to this entertainment and education as well. I hope he sleep, meaning that I hope nothing bad is going on that he's got to deal with over there. BVO is my guy. Let me cue this up. I'm going to give some snippets on what Green said out of his own mouth on Tuesday night. And if anybody want to, take up for Green, y'all know where the link at. If y'all want to send him the link, if he's on somebody else's channel, I know what time it is. We ain't backing down. Let me cue this up. I'm going to come right back on here. Let me ask you a question, Detail, while I'm queuing this up. When we hear the news, because we're going to have to hear it one way or the other. When we hear the news of Terence Bud Crawford either fighting Spence or not fighting Spence, how should we actually respond from a fan-based perspective? Because we've heard this time and time again. But if this is correct, as far as July 22nd, and they come out, press conference, the whole nine, how should we actually respond to it as fans?
If it's true, okay, well, if it's true, I'm going to be happy. I mean, I'm going to support both guys. You know what I'm saying? Us as fans want to see the big fights. We want to see Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. I want to see those guys get paid. I don't want to see Errol Spence have to come out of his pocket to pay Terence Crawford. I don't want to see that. I don't think that an A side should have to take money out of his pocket to pay for the B side. No, especially when it's a decent split, you know what I'm saying, in between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. I don't believe they need to split 50-50. They already asked Terence Crawford that, and he said no. So, I mean, Terence Crawford said a lot of things. I mean, just like Bob Arum said a lot of things. I mean, maybe Bob was his uncle or something, or his father or something. I mean, I don't know. But if it's true, I'm going to be happy for both guys. You know, like I tell people, I was a Terence Crawford fan before I was an Errol Spence fan. Some people say, oh, you just from D-Town and stuff, and you met Errol Spence and stuff. Because like I say, I had met Errol Spence when we was training dogs. And me and Errol Spence was chilling on the back of the, truck, just chilling for a couple of hours, called my wife up and stuff, let them talk or whatever. I mean, we was chatting it up. And matter of fact, the guy who goes over to Errol Spence, house and trains his dog and actually was in the back holding the belt, named Derrick Rose, I'm cool with him. Me and him friends. So if I really wanted to get in contact with Earl, I could, but I don't want to bother the man because the man have too many things to deal with. So I know the guy Derrick Rose on my Facebook, who I talk to all the time, he knows Earl Spence. He knows Deion Sanders. He trained dogs, you know what I'm saying, for the linebacker for Dallas Cowboys. I mean, he know all these famous people, you know, rappers and all that. So I know the guy, and it's a good guy, but I want to support both guys. And like I said, I was a Terence Crawford fan before I was an Earl Spence fan. The reason why I had to switch from Terence Crawford is because the way that he was moving. And that's why I tell people, if Earl Spence was doing the same thing as Terence Crawford, I'll be getting on Earl Spence the same way. So it don't have nothing to do with Earl Spence from Texas and me from Texas. It don't have nothing to do with it. The problem is we need to see this fight. I want to see an undisputed champion at 147 with the 4-belt era. That's what I want to see. No matter if it's Terence Crawford holding the belt, no matter if it's Earl Spence holding the belt. But somebody in that class, you know what I'm saying, at that era, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, Danny Garcia moving off, but Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Terence Crawford, your Dennis Ugas, in that era, I want to see them, somebody in that era, have the 4 belts before Jerome Buenas and these young cats come up and try, you know, to win the 4 belts and become undisputed. That's all it is. I'm not picking on Terence Crawford because he's from Omaha. That has nothing to do with it. The problem is I don't like how he's shaking. And anybody that's not blind like Ray Charles, and probably Ray Charles, he could see it. That's not how a man or a champion is supposed to move. I have never seen fans that would uphold a man for ducking. Now, I could understand us going back and forward saying, hey, I believe Terence Crawford going to beat Earl Spence, or I believe Earl Spence going to beat Terence Crawford. I could understand that. But to be condoning and allowing Terence Crawford to be ducking and y'all are making excuses for this don't make no sense. The same people saying that they here for the sport of boxing, not just for one fighter, but everything that comes out their mouth is showing me or showing us that they're not here for the sport of boxing. They are here for Terence Crawford. And it don't make no sense. They can't explain why Terence Crawford keeps saying he don't want to fight Earl Spence. They can't explain why Terence Crawford saying that I'm not going to fight Earl Spence because they believe that they're the A side. They can't explain when he says the fight is behind me. They can't explain when he said I'm not taking 40%. They can't explain why he said I'm not taking 50%. They can't explain why the man says it's better to stay undefeated than to fight top level fighters. They can't explain none of these things. And the only thing they want to talk about is what Earl Spence said, when you can explain what he is saying, but you can't explain what Terence Crawford is saying. So if the fight happens and it's true, I'm going to pay for that pay-per-view like I do usually for Deontay Wilder, you know what I'm saying, Earl Spence, and a couple other fighters. But if it's true, I want to support both of these guys, and I want to see these guys get in the ring and fight. That's my take on it.
Very, very well stated. D-Town Boxing. There is something that I want to point out that was in the chat. But before I do, there was something else that was in the chat, and that was from Mr. Prag. Mr. Pragmatic says, that's exactly how it was when I met up with Marty. Marty is family once you meet him. Appreciate that, Mr. Prag. Thank you so much. Now, let's post something that the Singing OG said. The Singing OG says in the chat that it has been established as fake news per Showtime. That's the first time that anyone in the chat even brought that up. So thank you so much, KQKC Boxing Network. Please salute him and please subscribe to his channel if you already have not done so. He does a great job, and I don't get a chance to watch it all the time, but I like the combination between the Singing OG and Knockout Boxing 86 TV on Sundays. Those guys do a great job, so please go support his channel as well. But that's good information, KQ, because I didn't know that. That's the first time I'm hearing that. Nobody else in the chat spoke on that. So I assume that Showtime did they put out a press release or something like that? KQ, did they put up like some kind of press release or something that they revealed to the public as that was fake news July 22nd? because it was like multiple different platforms. You know, I don't think it was on YouTube, but it was like hold on, let me see what this platform was. I screenshotted it. This platform was from New York Fights or NY Fights that stated that the Crawford Spence fight was going to happen on July 22nd. So that's where I saw that, and then I think it was another outlet that I screenshotted as well that talked about the fight happening on July 22nd. So maybe Showtime, maybe they did a press release or something, and I'm sure that KQ will tell us in the chat where we can find that information from. Oh yeah, Ring Magazine too. The Ring Magazine. Yep. That was where I screenshotted the other one, but I didn't get a chance to post that up here. Eric Johnson said in the chat that they was reporting on Ring Magazine as well. Yep. Speaking of Ring Magazine, though, Green mentioned something about the Ring Magazine as well, and I'm going to publish that in just a few moments. J-Rock is in the background. Hold your horses real quick, J-Rock. I'm going to let you on. I just want to make sure that I don't forget the fact that, people were waiting for Green. We were supposed to have a live debate. There's some snippets I want to point out, though, so that I could set the foundation and the tone of not just how this started, but when you hear these things, we're going to talk about it as teachable moments and a little bit of entertainment as well. J-Rock, I'm going to let you on. Just give me 1 second. So this is one of the things that me and Green spoke on. I'm going to play a small snippet of it. And D-Town, if you can help me with the audio part of if when I play this, if you guys can't hear it, let me know. I'll try to make some adjustments. All right, so here is the segment or a snippet of the segment that occurred Tuesday night right here on the Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. The dialogue that I was having on the panel, J-Rock, who's in the background, he was on the panel, and so was D-Town Boxing. And I'm going to actually, just play some of the snippets so I can make sure that we're all on the same page. I'm going to give some background education and entertainment on it. So if you can mute your phone, detail, let me play one snippet, and then we're going to go right into what I wanted to share with Green. Let me say this as well. What you are about to hear will not be a part of any of my top talking points that I'm going to share with Green when he comes over there. If he don't come over tonight, hopefully he come back on Tuesday and stop ducking me. But I'm not going to use any of what I'm going to say tonight because I want to make sure that he's here to defend himself. Now, he don't have to defend nothing he said on this, what I'm about to play you, because he's already said it publicly. But I want to make sure that it's an even playing field. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Y'all know what to say in the chat, right?
Concrete fact behind the or receipt.
Let me educate you on how this works.
So I know how the business of boxing works, man.
No, you don't.
I know a lot of pros. I know how it goes. You ain't talking to a novice here.
Did y'all hear that? Detail. Were you able to hear the audio, Detail? Okay, great. So y'all heard what he said. I was trying to educate the young man, the brother. I wouldn't call him a young man, but the brother, the man, Green, and y'all heard him say he knows the business of boxing. Let me fast forward that segment and let's hear what else he had to say about his knowledge of the business of boxing. Let me get this guy because I want to make sure that he understands this. We're not talking about
because
Green.
You gave me introductory to how the commissions work and everything. That's cool. I understand that totally and clearly. But your narrative is that people lost our money because David Avenesian, which was the headliner of that card, decided to fight another bout. So are you saying that those fighters weren't monetarily compensated at all? Is that the information that you're giving?
Hey, what you're trying to do?
That's not what I'm
what you're trying to do.
Manager Martin, I'm asking you one about a point that you brought up. Are you saying that those fighters weren't monetarily compensated after that fight was canceled? Because me knowing the business of boxing,
why was the fight canceled? Why was the fight? Okay, you heard the guy say, me knowing the business of boxing. That's the second time you heard him say anything about his knowledge of the business of boxing. You heard him say that he knows the business of boxing. I don't have to educate him. He's not a novice. Y'all heard him say that. Then y'all just heard him say that me, quote unquote, me knowing the business of boxing. He basically was saying that promoters are obligated to pay fighters that they agreed to put on their card even when the show is canceled. If the show gets canceled, if the entire event gets canceled, for whatever reason, even the events that have taken place that's beyond the control of the promoter is still obligated to pay fighters. That's what he said. I tried to educate him on that. And as y'all heard him say, that he knows the business of boxing. Now, speaking of the Ring magazine that someone else brought up in the chat about the Ring magazine posting the July 22nd fight between Crawford versus Spence, let's hear what Green said about the Ring magazine.
BBC, your narrative that you run on your page is that a promoter he usually initiates the 3-fight deal. Are we on the same page, Manager Marty? Because
no, we're not on the same page.
Because I can take you all around the circle of what you said and bring you right back to reality.
Man. We're not on the same page because
because you're trying to move.
No, let me finish. Because you're using the word narrative when you're expressing yourself. Oh, J-Rock, hold on, brother. You're using the word narrative when you are associating my name to what I'm saying about Crawford. I asked you a question and you answered it correctly. You answered it. Yes, you did. You answered it correctly. You said that BLK Prime contacted David Avenesian on behalf of Crawford to fight him in his hometown. And you know just as well as I know Green, that they knew that on November 19th, the man was scheduled to fight. Everybody on the panel knows it, and so do you. Everybody knows that Crawford wanted to fight David Avenesian, and Avenesian was scheduled to fight already. Why would they reach out to a guy who was already scheduled to compete? You answer that, Green.
Because the ranking system at that time, Keith Thurman was the 6th in the Ring magazine rankings, and David Avenesian was number 7 because he held a European title. That's my answer.
Yeah. Did y'all hear his answer? The question was, well, y'all heard the question, but did y'all hear his answer? If Terence Crawford really wanted to fight Spence at that time, why would he go to BLK Prime in the first place, number one, and then why would BLK Prime reach out to David Avenesian on behalf of Terence Bud Crawford? His answer was, as you just heard him, speaking of the Ring magazine, that Keith Thurman was ranked in the Ring magazine rankings, and so was David Avenesian. That's what he said. Let me show my face on this part. And somebody in the chat, just help me understand this part. Because he said he knew the business of boxing. That's what Green said. Since when do the Ring magazine rankings have anything to do with matching fighters? Okay, you don't understand? Let me reframe the question. How many times did the Ring magazine sanction any bouts in boxing? You know how the WBO, the IBF, the WBC, the WBA sanction bouts? How many fights did the Ring magazine sanction in boxing? Anybody in the chat know? Anybody? Let me post what everybody's saying in the chat. Interesting. Now, the 6 or 7 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6 people that you saw on your screen, right? That just answered that question, they know more about the business of boxing than Green Green. Y'all have heard Green Green say he knows the business of boxing. He's not a novice, all kind of stuff. See money, I see you from Bed-Stuy. Says 0. So the Ring magazine never sanctioned one bout. But here it is, Green Green, a guy who claims that he knows everything about the business of boxing, is talking about Keith Thurman is in the ranking system. It's justifying the fact that Terence Crawford fought David Evanesian because David Evanesian was in the Ring magazine's ranking system. It doesn't stop there. I'm going to roll the tape on some more stuff. So hold on real quick and let's deal with it. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm still here. Give me 1 second. Why would they reach out to a guy who was already scheduled to compete? You answer that, Green.
Because the ranking system at that time, Keith Thurman was the 6th in the Ring magazine rankings, and David Avenesian was number 7 because he held a European title. That's my answer.
Yeah, true. So you cool with them contacting a guy who's scheduled to fight already? You cool with that?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I just answered your question. You playing games, bro.
I thought we were going over the facts, man. It's not about if I'm cool with it or not. We're going over the facts. The fact that
no, I'm asking you because you're defending it. Are you okay with that, bro?
Okay with a guy taking a fight that told someone that he was negotiating with prior to that he was fighting in 2022 with or without them? Yes,
bro. I didn't. You're missing. You're trying to go around the question.
I'm not going around the goalpost because every time we come to this point, Manager Marty, I tell you just like Crawford told them that he had intentions on fighting in 2022.
Are you okay? You didn't answer me yet.
I just told you I'm fine with the guy fighting in 2022 when he already.
I didn't ask you about the year, bro. Hold on, Carl. Listen, I didn't ask you about the year. I asked you, are you okay with Crawford selecting Evanesian when everybody over there, Crawford and BOK Prime, knew that David Evanesian was scheduled to fight on a totally different card on November 19th? I'm asking you, are you okay with that?
Yes, I am.
Y'all heard that. The man said he knows everything about the business of boxing. But he said, when I asked him, are you okay with a promoter who already knew in advance that David Evanesian was scheduled to fight on a totally different card that was complete and approved by the commission, take David Evanesian off the card to fight Crawford? Are you cool with that? And he said yes. Now, y'all heard him say he knew the business. Now we're going to hear him say how much he knows about the business of boxing.
Previously on this card with David Avenesian, they had to be contractually signed and numbers had to be presented and they had to be promised something. Are we correct on that?
No. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely incorrect.
Then we're not talking the business of boxing. We're not.
You don't know the business of boxing. I'm trying to educate you.
No, I know everything about the business of boxing.
Okay, y'all heard him. I know everything about the business of boxing. That's what Green said. Y'all heard what he said.
To a place. I asked a specific.
Well, you can't. You're not hearing yourself. I'm listening to you, and you're going.
Can you answer the question though?
When you answer the question, you go back to deflecting and going all over the board.
Come on, man. Now you moving the goalposts.
What?
Let me get it. Hold on. If I'm a promoter and I have a fight card and I decide to trash that fight card because I want the main event fighter to go somewhere else, I'm not contractually obligated to
Green. We was talking about Bud and Earl. Look where you at now.
Manager Marty was talking. Me and Manager Marty were just talking about how the fight with David Avenesian and Terence Crawford came to, which I don't know where you're at. That's the point that we're at. Stop moving the goal.
Okay. Hold on. Green. This Manager Marty. Hear me clearly, because I want to make sure we understand.
I'm listening to Manager Marty.
Okay. You said that you know everything about the business of boxing.
I know the business. I don't know everything. I know the business of boxing.
You know the business. Y'all heard that, right? He said he knew everything about the business of boxing. When I challenged him, he switched up his pitch and said, I know about the business of boxing, but I don't know everything. That's what he said. That's what the man said. We got to deal with what's real. This ain't no diss track. This is what's real. We got to deal with what the man said. That's all we got to do is deal with the man said. Hold on. D-Town. You there? We don't want no misinterpretation. People heard what Green said. I told y'all I'm not going to ask him anything about what I just played y'all. We don't want nobody to think that I had you come up here to jump on him or double team. I don't do that. D-Town, you don't do that either. I'm going to kindly ask you now, D-Town. You can jump in the chat, brother. Green is here. We've waited for him. We're going to let him cook me like he said he was. He's here. He's sitting right next to you right now. So we got to deal with what's real. Salute to you, D-Town. Thank you for coming through. And if you want to come back a little later, I welcome you, brother. Thank you, family. Green, you there?
I'm here, Martell.
Hold, brother. Hold up. Now, I didn't tell anybody anything about your name, right? Green, are you there? Green, are you there? I guess we're going to act like
short
you don't
clip.
hear me. You there?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Let me ask you a question, though, since you have brought that up. You mind showing your face, bro? So the viewers can see both our faces? My camera's on.
Yeah, I told you I don't create content, Manager Marty.
No, that's not what I
I've been
asked
seeing
you.
a lot of your content.
I asked you, can you show your face for the viewership? I didn't ask you if you create. We know you're not a content creator, so I'm asking you, would you show your face?
No, I'm not gonna show my face. I haven't shown my face any other time we shared counsel on the platform, Manager Marty. You didn't ask for that.
Okay. Okay, great. So since you won't show your face, I'm okay with it. Then if you won't show your face, and I have to respect that, I would ask that you respect the fact that you don't divulge my government name and reveal that. You don't want to reveal your face, but you wanted to reveal my name. I have nothing against my name, and I don't care if people know my name, but you came on here and you addressed me as Martell. You didn't address me as Manager Marty. So since you wanted to reveal that, you don't want to reveal your face. That's what I'm saying. But that's okay. Cool. Did you hear the content that I just played back that you said Tuesday?
Yeah, I've been hearing. I just seen it short because I've been off of the YouTube streets. I've been having other things to handle. But
yeah, I respect
to
that.
make a long story short,
no. Did you hear the things that I just replayed when you were in the background before I actually added you to the stream?
Probably maybe 40 seconds of it.
Okay, so you heard enough of you saying that you knew everything about the business of boxing, correct?
Yeah, what you chopped up from your live a few days ago. Yeah, I heard it.
No, I didn't chop it up.
You've been doing YouTube shorts. I just looked and you did a YouTube short, but long story short, I never got an email from you, Manager Marty, to
I don't know your email address, Green. Do you know mine?
No, I don't. But when we ended, I was the last person to click out on the live that you had on Tuesday, correct?
I asked you a question. Do you know my email address, Green? That's what I was trying.
Yeah,
it's
in your about, isn't it? When you go to your page, it's in the about column, isn't it?
Okay, so you're asking me a question after we're gonna play the gaslighting game. So I assume that the answer is yes. You know my email address, correct?
No, I don't know it offhand. I'm assuming that it's there.
You're assuming that because you've seen my email address there. That's neither here.
No, I'm assuming it because you create content. That's why I'm assuming it.
No, it's okay, brother. No problem. So
but to make a long story short, Manager Marty,
you know it's there. Hold on, you cut me off. Hold on. We're gonna do this respectfully as men. When I'm talking, I would respect that you hear me out. When you talking, I'll give you the same respect. Fair enough? Great. So now that we got that out the way, you've heard some of the things that you said. You said 40 seconds of it. You heard that on the short, I just played some of the things that you said on the live stream on Tuesday night, just a few moments before I added you to the live stream. Now, you said that you wanted to debate me. You called me out. You called me out. But since I have you here, I want to start this off with one question that I have for you. And I want to play back something that you said on the live stream on Tuesday night. I want to roll the tape on you since you're afraid to show your face. I'm going to roll the tape on you. I'm talking to a picture
interject
right
real
now.
quick, Manager Marty? Can I interject real quick?
Hold on. I'm talking to an image right now. That's not even your picture. So now
that's
I'm
Big Red.
talking through the screen. I know who it is, Big Red from the movie The 5 I got you.
Over the balcony.
But what I'm saying is I'm talking to an image. I'm not even talking to you because you didn't want to show your face. Bottom line is this. I'm gonna play back something. I'm gonna roll the tape back on something that you said because I have a question for you. The viewership have a question for you as well, and we're gonna make sure we get your answer since you are the expert. Let me get your answer, but let me play it back so that you can hear it yourself because I have a question that I wanted to ask you tonight. Let me ask you a question.
You said you knew everything.
Yeah, he did. But okay, hold on. I want to ask the question. Have you made any business transactions in the sport of boxing? It's just yes or no.
Yes.
You have. Can you name one transaction that you've made in the business of boxing? Just one.
I'm not at disclosure to present.
You sound like the other content creator. All right, say no more, bro.
Because just like you said, Manager Marty, I'm contracted.
Okay, hold on, guys. I'm gonna hear him.
Under NDA, I can't present that because I'm contractually obligated. That's the same thing you said, Manager Marty.
No, don't use what I say. I'm asking you, brother.
I'm in the business of boxing just like you is. So.
Are you a boxing manager? Okay, great. No problem. Are you a boxing manager, Green?
No, I'm not a manager.
Are you a boxing promoter?
No, I'm not a promoter.
Are you a representative of any commission in the country of the United States of America?
I have been before. Currently, not. No. Okay. No.
Okay. Can you at least tell me what state were you a part of a commission in the country?
I'm in Ohio. I'm in Ohio. I'm at the top of the map.
Stall them out, bro. You're at the top of the map in Ohio. Okay.
Northeast Ohio, to be exact.
Northeast Ohio. Okay. Okay, great. Now I want to ask you a question on that. You were a part of the commission, and you're telling me
I was never part of the boxing commission. No.
Did you hear that, Green? Green, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you hear that piece of segment that you said out your mouth Tuesday night?
Yeah, I was there, Manager Marty. But see, the thing is, what you're not.
No. Hold on. See what you about to do.
Are you gonna let me? Are you gonna let me talk or not?
Yes, I'm gonna let you.
Okay,
yes,
because we're supposed to be here for a debate, correct?
That's correct. I am gonna let you talk, but hold on. I asked you a question.
Look, Martel. You're not about to make no content off me, brother.
Hold on, brother. You're not a content creator.
Yeah, so I'm not a content creator. You already made it short. You already made it short on me. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, so you're not a content creator, so I don't have to make content on you. So let's be clear. Now, you said that you heard everything that I just played. Great. I'm gonna let you talk, but I wanna be able to set the tone so that the people that's watching this and the people that's just joining us live, they will be able to understand the context. Now, and don't forget, since you are not a content creator, that means you should be able to humble yourself to the fact that this is my platform. Okay? So, with that being said, you said that when I asked you, have you made any transactions in the business of boxing, you told me yes. And then you said, under NDA, you can't present the information of your position. And I asked you, were you a boxing manager? You said no. I asked you, were you a boxing promoter? You said no. I asked you, were you a representative of any commission in the United States of America? You said you were, but currently you are not. I asked you what state. You said, I think you said Northeast, but you made it clear that it was the state of Ohio. That's what you said. When I asked you about your position that you've held in the state of Ohio, you said, I never said I was a part of the boxing commission. Would you say that that was a lie, or was that the truth?
It was me misspeaking because I'm hearing feedback from 5 other people that's on your panel, plus you asking me a question overall. So I didn't hear the correct. I didn't hear the question entirely. You feel what I'm saying? But once you try to reiterate, that's when I corrected it.
Okay, got you. So your position in boxing.
But look, Manager Marty.
So your position. I'm going to let you talk. I told you that. But you got.
Yeah,
but you got to stop.
We're not about to. No, look, we're not about to do this because you want to do a teachable moment. You didn't do a teachable moment with Mike Senior when he called you out.
Whoa. We're not talking about Mike Senior.
But
Wait,
yes, we are because you want to
hold on.
do teachable moments. You didn't do a
Green.
teachable moment when Mike Senior called you out. You didn't come back.
We're
around.
not talking about. Hold on.
I'm talking about that because we were supposed to do a debate, correct?
That's correct, and I'm setting the foundation for it. So
we're
stop
supposed
interrupting
to
me.
down and structure it like, man, you haven't been moving like an honorable man, Manager Marty.
Bruh, I'm being an honorable man, but you keep
you're
cutting me
not
off.
being a man. You're not being an honorable man because you're trying to create content off of a live that we did where there's men on there speaking fluently.
You keep cutting me off.
You chopped up. You did like 2 videos chopping.
It don't matter. Hold on. It don't matter.
That's not honorable, Manager Marty. You've been doing a lot of honorable things.
It's very honorable.
You've not had a lot of honor on here.
Hold on. Listen,
I'm not the only person that's called you out on that,
check this out. Green. I gave you an opportunity to come on here.
I don't need an opportunity.
Set the tone.
We can debate in real life, Manager Marty. How about that?
Set the tone. Hold on.
Let's debate in real life, Manager Marty.
I just set the tone.
Who I am? Do you want to see who I am, Manager Marty?
I already. You said you wasn't, so I'm cool.
Yeah, because we already was on panel because I called you by your.
All right, I'm gonna mute you. Because what's happening is I told you that I would give you the opportunity to talk, but you keep interrupting me. You keep interrupting me though. That's not honorable. Don't bring up Mike Williams Sr. because I gave Mike Williams Sr. a teachable moment when we was on Everything Boxing. I gave Mike Williams Sr. a teachable moment on my platform, and Mike Williams Sr. didn't come here. So we're not talking about Mike Williams Sr. That situation is over and done with. We're talking about me and you. You challenge me. I'm setting the foundation. This is my platform. I'm not trying to sit up here and talk about it's my platform to, run rank on you. But you can't come on the platform, throw shots, challenge me, get on here, and then don't humble yourself and start interrupting me. That's not what we do, bro. If you want to debate, we can debate. But I'm starting.
But we're not debating, Manager Marty. You're
because
trying,
you keep interrupting me. You keep interrupting me. If
you wanted to debate, we would have emailed each other and set the context. Am I right or wrong, Manager Marty?
You keep interrupting me.
You're not talking to I'm not your flunky D-Town. He's a flunky. I'm not him.
We're not talking about no flunky. You keep cutting me off, bro.
He's a flunky.
Do you want to debate or not? Because this
I want to debate in real life. We
like females. We like females going back and forth.
No, you're the only one that's acting like a female. I want to debate in real life because I'm a real man. I told you I've seen you before, right? Did I tell you that? Did you do that snippet of the line when I told you I seen you in real life?
Excuse me. Hold on for a second.
Did you do that part, man?
Hold on for a second.
Did you do that part, Marty?
I asked you, Green, where do you want to debate at? And you didn't say you wanted to debate me in person. You didn't say that. You asked about a platform. So I said, since you said all this on my platform, you might as well come back on the platform. Don't try to make this something that is not, bro. You saying face to face. What do you mean by that?
Things have changed because
what do you mean by that?
You have a problem with my avatar, right?
What you mean by that?
You have a problem with my avatar, right? You have a problem with my avatar because I said
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. You said you ain't gonna turn your camera on. We did and done. That's good.
Can I talk, Manager Marty? Because we've been on panels before and it wasn't a problem for you then.
It's not no problem with me now. But
I
you keep trying to overtalk me.
I
You
suggest
keep trying
because
to
the part
overtalk.
that you're leaving out is I wanted to place a wager, money on deck. I wanted to place a
I
wager.
don't bet, sir. I don't gamble, sir.
We can do
I
that in
told you that.
person, brother. We can do that in person, brother. As
I gave you the
honorable man.
opportunity.
Because on your platform, you're not an honorable man.
Okay, so why you still here then, bro?
Because I came here to check you and I pulled up on you because you didn't pull up on Mike Senior. I came here to check you.
I didn't hear you.
And pull up. I came here to check you and pull up on you because you didn't pull up on Mike Senior when he called you out. You tucked your tail.
When did Mike Senior call me out?
He called you out on Money's Brown. They tried to email you.
What time of day was this?
And you didn't show up.
What time of day was this?
Doesn't matter what time of day it was. You wanted blue blood. To.
Okay, you're trying to bring up Mike Senior. Everybody in the chat already know that Mike Senior called me out at 12:45 in the morning when I knew nothing about it. I didn't call Mike Senior out, so we're not talking about Mike Senior. We're talking about you. You came on the platform. You keep interrupting me. So it's either you want to debate me or not. It's just simple.
We could do it. We could set it up, and we can do it like honorable men and debate.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
An actual collegiate debate. You know, where it's a podium and we're debating each other. And we have talking points. You want me to come on your channel so you can do all this goofy shit and mute and try and act like it's a teachable moment. When Mike Senior had a teachable moment for you, you didn't show up.
I showed up
because I'm a real G. I'm a real G. I'm not fake. I'm a real guy. I'm a real person. You feel what I'm saying? I have honor to my name and it's honor on me. These little shortcuts you've been doing, that's not honorable because we could have set the debate up like honorable man.
You said you wanted to come here to debate.
You didn't do that though, did you?
You said you wanted to come here to debate, right? So I'll let you on the platform. You said you wanted to come and debate me.
What I did and what I told your friend D-Town, your flunky,
I'm not talking about what you talking about the D-Town. I'm talking about what you told me.
I just seen the seen the comment that you left on there. I told you I came on here and I held court for 2 or 3 hours because I had nothing else better to do. That's why I came here. I didn't come here and initiate a challenge to you. You made it seem like I wanted to debate you for some reason. We've already had these talking points on multiple panels, and it was respecting. But after that, after this Tuesday, you've carried things dishonorably.
You have listen, brother. You are entitled to your opinion about me. The bottom line is you started this challenging me on my platform, talking about you.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you, and since I disagree,
you was going to cook me.
You say you was going to cook me, challenging you because I don't agree with you. You feel like that's challenging you.
No,
because I
did you say you were? Hold on. Did you say you were going to cook me when you debate me? Yes or no?
I did say that afterwards.
Did I say that I wanted to debate you?
No, you didn't say that you wanted to debate.
You. So why you on my channel tonight?
You said it seemed like I wanted to debate you because I was disagreeing with you.
If I didn't say I wanted to debate you, why you here tonight, sir?
Because I hear you making content, and then you got your people in your chat saying I'm a duck or whatever the case may be. No, a duck is what Nonito Donaire did with Casemiro. A duck is what you did when Mike Senior called you out. Mike Senior called you out
tonight. I ain't never ducked nobody.
You did
I ain't ducked nobody. I ain't ducked nobody.
So Marty Brown didn't try and get in contact with you, Manager Marty? Yes or no?
I don't know.
They sent a SOS out.
I don't know.
Oh,
I wasn't there.
It's in the
that was at
YTC.
12:45 in the morning. But what that got to do with you though?
It's in the YTC.
What does that have to do with you?
Because I'm letting you know that I'm not cut from the same cloth as you. I'm gonna pull up, but if you want to debate, we can do it the proper way. You ain't got to keep making these shortcuts, baby.
So wait a minute. So you will pull up, but you will pull up and start interrupting. You ain't even let me finish what I wanted to say.
The platform isn't even set up for a debate. You're running tape from the last live. You're doing snippets.
Yes. That's why they call me Mr. Roller Tape. You knew that when you first got here.
It's your platform, and you're entitled to do that. But I don't make content, so you shouldn't be trying to get no cool points off of me. Because when I start making content and start pulling up these snippets and these clips, you're not gonna like that. I promise you that.
It don't matter what you pull up on me. You said you wanted to debate me. What's your point?
But did we set up the debate like we said we would at the end of the show?
I asked you, did you have my email address? And you played the mind game and talking about, oh, I don't know. I assume you knew what the email address is since you brought up Mike Williams Sr.
And you
and
knew
Monty Brown, right?
what my email address was.
All
So
right, listen,
you
we
decided to hop
debating
on
tonight.
Friday
Are
without
we
letting me know.
Bruh, you doing way too much talking. Are we debating tonight or we're not?
No, we not debate. We debate when I want to debate, nigga. Fuck is you talking?
So y'all seen that. He don't want to debate me. He don't want to debate me. He seen the truth was about to come, and he seen the air fryer was going to fry him. That's why he kept cutting me off. We already seen the play. But all that calling me the N-word and this and that stuff don't bother me. I'm not intimidated by none of that. So I kicked him off the stream. He didn't leave. I'm letting everybody know. He said he didn't want to debate tonight. We're not debating. So I got him off the stream. Bottom line is this. He knew exactly where I was going. This has nothing to do with Mike Williams Sr. He's just using that to try to deflect what we're talking about. This has nothing to do with Nonito Donaire. He's using that to deflect what we're talking about. This has nothing to do with D-Town boxing. He's using that to deflect what we're talking about. The man challenged me on my channel. He didn't do it on nobody else's channel. He didn't do it nowhere else. He challenged me on my own platform, and I told him that if you want to debate me, you don't have to do all of this sneak dissing and the mind games that you're playing. Just say you want to debate me, bro. That's exactly what I said. I can roll the tape right back on what I said. Most of you were already here. He did not want to show his face. I had to deal with that, no problem. I asked him, did he have my email address? Y'all heard him. No, I don't have your email address, no problem. Did you see my email address on the channel? He said, I assumed that it was in the about section. He said the exact section that the email address was on. So you know the email address. You know how to get in contact with me. Stop. You don't want to debate me. I don't care. I don't care about debating people. He challenged me. So I'm not going to back down. Whatever happened between me and Mike Sr., that's over and done with. He's bringing up what Mike Sr. did at 12:45 in the morning on Monty Brown TV's channel. Everybody knew I knew nothing about that, but I didn't complain about it. I never said nothing back after that situation happened because it wasn't important to me. And Mike Sr. had the link to come on here, and he decided not to for whatever reason. And me and Mike Sr. talked it out, and it's over. So we're not even going to try to rehash that Mike Sr. thing. The bottom line is very simple. The man called me out. He said he was going to cook me. We're here tonight. Why are we acting? He's talking about honorable. Being honorable as men, when we have women in the chat, is not going back and forth talking over each other. I was not going to do that. Not with no grown man. We're not doing that. Either we're going to debate or we're not. So the point that I was trying to make, since he tried to come on here and insult me and try to say my real name like I don't know his real name. But anyway, my point is where I was going at with that. He said he was a trainer. I know you're going to be watching this green, and you probably still watching it. So I'm going to ask you my question anyway, and then I'm moving on. You said that you are a trainer. That's what your position was. It took me 3 minutes to even get that out of you in the last stream. You didn't want to tell me what your position was. When I corrected you, when you lied and said you make business transaction in this sport and you know everything about the business of boxing, clearly you don't. You didn't know the process of how commission approved fights. So I want to know, since you are a trainer, you said that your name is signed on several different NDAs. Since when do trainers make fighters sign NDA agreements? Just give me that answer. You ain't got to give it to me on my platform. Go on somebody else's platform. I just want to know where they do that at. When do trainers make fighters sign NDA agreements? Where do they do that at? I caught the man in 3 or 4 lies, and that's what offends him. But you'll be all right, though. You talking about you do this in person like a collegiate debate. I don't get no credit for what? What am I? I'm not here to debate people. Everything that I've done has been a teachable moment. Everybody in the chat know that. Everybody that's on this live, that's even not in the chat, know that. Everybody already know what it is. I use everything as a teachable moment because of the business of boxing for educational purpose and entertainment purposes. We already know that. And I used everything that I said, even about Mike Williams, as a teachable moment. I did everything I said about Blue Blood as a teachable moment. I don't have any problems with those guys. It is what it is. But you can't come on somebody's platform, say you're not a content creator, but you want to debate a content creator. So who's clout chasing? I'm trying to do something to make content. Where they do that at? I'm not a YouTuber. I told y'all that. People already know that. I don't have to do nothing to try to get no. He won't even show his face. People don't even know his name. What am I getting out of that? But see, what happens is, and I keep saying this over and over, men keep acting like females when the pressure is on. Bro, it was just a healthy debate. But you're not going to try to come and tell me what I can and can't say on the platform and how I can basically build up my case. Yeah, I'm going to go first. I'm not going to let you go first and keep talking on and on and on. We don't do that. I'm going to go first, set my foundation. I was going to be quiet and let that man talk. He could have talked for 10 minutes straight. I wouldn't have cared. And then we was going to talk. But, you know, it's an unfortunate thing. D-Town, you back here. I saw that you were in the background. Right now, I don't really have anything, positive to say about that whole situation. We have women in the chat. Women are always supporting boxing. They support this channel. I'm sure they support your channel. Women do not want to see grown men talk like no females. D-Town, you spent a lot of days with me, and so have some other people that's watching me live, and they know how I am. It has nothing to do with going back and forth with no men. That's not in my character. Whatever's going to be is going to be. But my thing is, all that going back and forth, talking over each other and all, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And he called you a flunky. I know that's what you want to respond to. And because he said it on this platform, I think it's only right that I give you the right opportunity to say your response on that. What's your take on that, D-Town?
Well, I mean, the dude is salty. I mean, you know what I'm saying? A grown man. I ain't talking about a grown kid. I'm talking about an actually grown man that got responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? That's out doing things. That's over things. Don't have to act like a 2-year-old. I mean, you could tell Crawford fans, from anywhere. I mean, you could close your eyes and put them in a crowded room and you could tell exactly who's a Crawford fan. The man is just in his feelings because he don't have a platform. The man in his feelings because he had to retract back a lot of things that he said. He heard you loud and clear when you asked him that question, but since he was wrong and you caught him, he want to say, "Oh, I didn't hear what you said." Well, it's funny you had a great answer, even though it was a lie, but you answered it. If you didn't hear him, the common sense thing to say is, "Hey, excuse me, could you repeat that?" He didn't say that. The problem is, he just like the rest of the Terence Crawford fans, when you catch them in a lie or get them backed up against the wall, they whole narrative change. They're making excuses. And I mean, I don't care what he said about me. The man say he's a real man, but he can't show his face. I don't know what island he live on. He must live on an island over there by himself. Because if he judges himself by himself, there ain't too much to judge. I'm not going to disrespect the guy because I don't know him, but he actually disrespected his own self without us even saying anything. You know what I'm saying? He don't even have a platform. You graced him or let him come on your platform to talk, and the man got in his feelings, start talking about everything else, about things that happen, in things that happen with you, with other people. The same way as when you asked him a simple question about certain things, the man went all over the place talking about things that does not pertain to that question. When I say pertain to it, I ain't talking about what happened a long time ago. We talking about a direct question. I mean, it's so simple, a caveman can do it. But this guy came in here already with his head hot. He came in already defeated. He knew he was going to be defeated. This your platform. You can do whatever you want. The man has a nerve trying to tell you what to do on your own platform, and he don't even have a platform. This man, every time you trying to make content off of him, nobody don't even know him. Nobody don't want to know him. I mean, actually, you was helping him out by him being on your channel. How is that helping you out, Manager Marty? Everybody already know you know what you're talking about. So if anybody clout chasing, that's just like Terence Crawford trying to clout chase off of Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? This dude trying to clout chase off you. If he didn't want to debate you, why is he here? You know what I'm saying? If it ain't nothing going on and he's that guy, then why he can't keep his mouth closed? You know, the Bible says study to keep your mouth closed. He said keep your mouth closed and listen. You know what I'm saying? But this man, he busy talking, he can't even hear anything. So like I said, I'm not gonna down the dude or whatever, but I think he did that to himself. And everybody in the chat just actually, we all know who he is now. Green. That's it.
All this is over another grown man. This whole thing about a debate was over Terence Crawford, a grown man that I'm sure he's never met before, never got any money from Crawford, not on Terence Crawford's payroll. Since when do men start arguing about another man? I can see if we was arguing over a woman, which I definitely wouldn't even do that. But I'm definitely not arguing over another man who don't pay none of our bills that we don't have a personal relationship with. So that's what this whole thing, was about. My thing is this. He came on here and he addressed me by my government name. I have never told people what my government name is. At this point, I don't care if people know my government name. People already know my name is Martell. It's no secret. But you can't sell somebody what their government name is where they never publicized it and then don't want to show your face. How can I have a debate with you in person as an honorable man when you won't even be honorable enough to show your face?
Exactly.
Now, he don't know whether or not I know what he looks like or not. He don't know if I know his real name or not. To me, that's not important. But you're not going to come on the platform and try to bully me. I let him get away with cutting everybody off on Tuesday. I cut his mic off one time or maybe twice. But I know at least one time I muted him and I told him that I muted him. I just muted him tonight and I told him that I muted him as a man. I didn't sneakily say what I wanted to say when the people didn't know he was muted. Like he didn't know he was muted. If you wanted to debate and if that was your motive, then we would have debated. That's facts. So what that shows me is you never wanted to debate. He never wanted to debate. When he got on the live on Tuesday, his only motive was to try to show me up, and he wanted to show how much he knew about the business, and he kept asking me questions about Crawford. That's a fact. That's a fact. I let him stay on the platform the entire duration of the live. Whatever I do in the short shouldn't bother him because, like he said, he's not a content creator. So it shouldn't bother you. You wanted the fame, and I gave it to you Tuesday. You wanted more fame, and I gave it to you tonight. What's the problem? But to jump on here and automatically say, yeah, Martell, come on with that, bro. You acting like a female, dog. Let's keep it real as men. I ain't never backed down from Mike Sr., Blue Blood, or nobody else, and I didn't back down from him. I'm talking about on YouTube here. But we already know what he came to do. And so before he was going to do that tonight, I wanted to stop him in his tracks and revert back to what he said. It's amazing to me, D-Town, and everybody in this chat and everybody watching me live, whether you agree with me or not. It's amazing to me how people can get on someone else's platform or their own platform, use their own words publicly, and then when somebody challenges their words with proof to deny what they're saying, they get offended. That's weird to me. Stand on what you say as a man. If you're going to say something and somebody challenges you, don't get in your feelings. These are words that you said out of your mouth. These are words that he said out of his mouth, and I rolled the tape on him. It's amazing to me how roll the tape make men roll under a rug. I'm not concerned about people knowing what I look like. Everybody know I'm in USA boxing. Everybody knows that already. He said that he saw me, but my thing is you saw me. I don't know if I was on YouTube as a content creator or not, but the man didn't say nothing to me. He didn't say, hi, how you doing, or speak to me. And if he did, I don't remember the guy. What I'm saying is, what does any of that have to do with coming on here? So you just came on here to try to destroy the live, to try to destroy the credibility, to try to get something out of it. You didn't come here to do no man business. Because I asked him, are we debating tonight? Because I feel like we going back and forth as men, and that's not, I am not doing that. He said no. So I kicked him off the stream. What we still talking for? We're not debating, right? What we talking for? But the debate is going to be one person get to speak their piece, the other person get to speak their piece, and then respond to what each other say. It's no different than what we do on Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Now, granted, it would have been helpful if I had a moderator. It would have been helpful if I had a host. It would have been helpful if I had judges. But you know why I didn't do that? Because that format is unique to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. And I was not going to duplicate something that's unique to another person's channel. That would not have been fair to Knockout. Even if Knockout come on here right now and say, no, Manager Marty, it's cool, you could have done it. I wasn't going to do it. Because I believe that as men, if he wanted to debate me, he would have had all his talking points already. So before he got to his talking points, let me set the foundation of how we got here. That's what I was doing. Because people can say, like they be saying in my comment section, Manager Marty's clout chasing. Manager Marty's always beefing with somebody on YouTube. Manager, we're not doing that. I'm going to use everything I do here as a teachable moment. He said I didn't use everything as a teachable moment with Mike Sr. I don't know where he was at. I did a whole live on it, and I actually did. And whatever I said to Mike, I said it to him to his face. I said it to him on the phone, and I came back here and let the people know, you know what? We squashed it. It's over and done with as men. That's what honorable men do. Not come on a channel trying to throw shots at somebody's name and disrespect and keep interrupting. That's nothing honorable about that. And now, instead of coming on the channel, oh no, we can debate in person. Which one is it? I told him, I said, listen, where you want to debate at? How you want to do this? He could have told me then, we can do this in person. We can do it with a judges. We could have did it with a podium, but he didn't say that. He said platform. He used the word platform. So that means you already wanted to either stay on this platform or somebody else's. But why? You're not a content creator. What was your motive? His motive exposed him tonight. And so did the 4 or 5 lies that exposed him as well. I didn't disrespect the guy. I told him, hold on, don't interrupt me. I'm going to give you a chance to speak. You're going to get your turn. But all that interrupting me back and forth, what are we doing that for? It's nothing to get emotional about. It's nothing honorable about that. I've been nothing but honorable and gracious and patient. Every time I was in any situation with anybody on YouTube, I've been honorable, I've been patient, and I stood 10 toes on my square. I was not going to do anything different because green. The man wouldn't want to show his face. I could have said, oh, you ain't going to show your face? No debate.
Yep.
I could have did that. Just like the other content creators say. If y'all heard them, you know what they say? Show me your face before I let you on. You can turn your camera off when I add you to the stream, but show me your face first. I could have did him like that. Right or wrong, D?
Yeah, you're right.
But I didn't do that. I wanted to give the people what they asked for. And that was a live debate that I advertised. So when he's talking about I did a short on him, I'm advertising the debate. That's why I did a short. That's why I did that small little snippet on the shorts. I'm advertising a debate because it was all about Crawford. That's why I said in the title, Crawford fan, because that's what he is, a Crawford fan. So we're going to talk about Crawford and Spence. That's what he wanted to talk about.
You know what, Manager Marty? I don't understand why he would get mad just for you playing back what he said. If what he said was concrete, if what he said was right, or he felt confident about what he said, whatever you played back, he shouldn't have no problem with it. That's like us. We make videos about what Terence Crawford said, and Terence Crawford fans get mad at us when they need to get mad at Terence Crawford. I'm just repeating what he said. So this man, Greens, already came here with an objective not to debate you, but to try to take over your platform and act like a diva. That exactly. And then he said my name. He must be threatened by me and threatened by you. Because he keeps saying he's a real man, but he can't show his face. What kind of man is that? That ain't no man. You trying to hide your identity. What's going on? You afraid that when you lose, you don't want people to know who you are? I mean, if you got that much confidence in yourself, show your face. That's just like Terence Crawford. He keep talking about that Earl Spence and them don't believe in themselves, but he ain't signed the contract. I mean, he sounds exactly like Terence Crawford. I mean, it might be his cousin. I don't know. But the man was threatened. And like I said, I don't care what he said about me because the man ain't about that. I mean, I don't know if, what some people say they got that small man syndrome or whatever. I don't know, but he needs to be respectful on your show. You allowed him to come on. If anybody was going to get anything off of it, it's him, by saying or telling people, hey, you know what? I was on Manager Marty's show. We debated. He would have got some kind of benefit off of it than you because everybody know that you're seasoned in what you say and what you do. He ain't. Nobody don't know who he is. Nobody don't even know how he look. So he would have benefited from it better than you benefit from a guy that actually don't know nothing. He's saying that he can't reveal who he is or reveal his, whatever he was in the business of boxing, and to come to find out he wasn't really nothing. And like you said, man, this man is tripping. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, he really exposed himself. I mean, he might go up under another name. He might not be Greens no more. He might be Beans. I mean, I don't know what he might be. Maybe Mean Machine. I don't know. But the point is, Manager Marty, you did the right thing. You showed respect, and everybody just seen that this guy is actually a coward. He asked me, I don't want to call him a coward, but he act like a coward. He ain't a coward. He's not a coward, but he act like a coward. Put it that way.
There's a guy named Justin. I think it's Justin24 at yahoo.com in the chat. He's come on this panel briefly, and he asked me to debate. This was back in February. Justin, if you're in the chat, because I see your name in the chat, if you're still here, Justin, can you please confirm or deny what I'm talking about? Justin came on the platform. He said, Manager Marty, I always wanted to debate you. I told Justin, I said, listen, if you want to debate me, when I drop the link, you can come on. Because I know he's an avid Crawford fan. He told me the points that he didn't agree with, and he said he would come on. No problem. J-Rock, avid Crawford fan. And I apologize, J-Rock. I did give you my word as a man that I was going to let you on before. But when I saw Green in the back, I didn't want you to get on, and then it turned left for us talking about Crawford and Spence, and then we get into certain talking points, and then I had to let Green on. So I apologize, J-Rock. The next time I go back on live, I promise you'll be the first one to come back on the platform, brother. But my point is, when J-Rock came on, right? J-Rock came on. He's an avid Crawford fan. Me and him never had any problems. Other people that came on the platform who are avid Crawford fans never had any problems. So why is it all of a sudden now it's a problem? That's because the motive wasn't righteous. Since we're talking about honor, to call me Martell and everybody knows me as Manager Marty as a brand, that's disrespectful. There's nothing honorable about that. But I didn't take it personal. My thing is, you're going to call me that and reveal your face while you at it. But he didn't want to do that. I could have cut his mic off then, but I didn't do that. And so my thing is, as men, all that emotional back and forth, like, we got ladies in the chat, bro. We got children that some of us have kids who's grown that be watching this. Friends, family members, they be watching these platforms. Boxers, professional athletes, trainers, business people, they watch this. So I always have to maintain a professional decorum, irregardless of what I disagree with. One of the things I've learned how to do is be calm under pressure. I'm not even mad at all. I'm not mad. But my thing is, just be respectful as men. Even if he didn't agree with me, he should have just let me get my point across. He could have responded to it. Then we could have started that as the foundation of the debate. You did all of that for what? You did all of that. What was the you did for what? But I don't ask why when people do stuff no more. Because answers are never good enough for me when it's dishonorable. My point is, you could have went on anybody else's panel and did that. Okay, hold on. Justin, I apologize, Justin. I thought you were the guy that came on the panel and asked to debate me back in February. Justin in the chat said that was not him. I apologize. There's a guy named Justin. That's his name on the title of his channel. I don't think he's a content creator. But his name is Gary. People in the chat kept saying Gary, 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 Gary. So I thought that you, Justin 24, I thought you were Gary. So I apologize for that. But there's a guy named Justin. Bottom line is, my point is, there was a guy named Justin who asked to debate me. There was no back and forth. No, it was no interrupt and disrespect. I told him, come on a panel, come on a platform. It's okay with me. You know what I'm saying? And even J-Rock. I've had other people that disagree with what I say. Or, as far as, thank you, DP Rocker, Gary, the guy Gary, right. We never had any problems. It was all good, even if we don't agree on the Crawford situation. The bottom line is this. Why would you come on a man's platform talking about you being honorable and trying to show me that I'm not being honorable when everything you lying is dishonorable? You ain't gonna find nobody on YouTube with a straight face say I lied to anybody on here. Never. Because it's not honorable. I don't get no credit for lying to people. What I do that for? What's the purpose? My guy on here, YSM Sports Media. What's going on, big guy?
Yo, so you had issues with the debate, huh?
Apparently so. Unfortunately.
I don't know what happened, but you remember I interacted with that dude on Facebook for months. As soon as I saw him in your chat, you remember I asked him, like, yo, is that you? Yeah, he loves Terence Crawford and won't get up off that square, no matter how many facts or real tangible evidence you give him. Fans are fans, man. Their fan is short for fanatic.
I'm okay with him being a fan of Crawford. What I'm not okay with is coming on a platform talking greasy. I send the link out. He comes on and then he starts disrespecting me, interrupting me, calling me by my first name and talking about pulling up, talking about in person, talking about Mike Williams Sr. Like all this stuff had nothing to do with it. Huh?
Oh yeah? I thought it was, I didn't know it went there. I thought it was that maybe he wasn't listening to facts and just spitting gibberish.
No, we
like
didn't
he was
even
doing last time.
No, we didn't even get to that part. I was laying the foundation for the new audience that just came on that didn't know anything about why I'm having a debate. That's why I did the short, I think it was yesterday, to kind of advertise a little bit about it. Then tonight, throughout the whole live stream, from the time I opened up the live stream to now, I've been giving different updates on having Green come on for the debate, and also leading up to it, before he got on, I was basically replaying some of the things that he said on the live stream about the business of boxing. I was laying the foundation so that people can know where we're at and how we got here, so that when we start the actual debate, people will understand that basically he don't know anything about the business of boxing. I knew that then, but he wanted to come, and you heard him. You was here, YSM, when he said he was going to make people mourn over me, that he was going to cook me, all these things that he was going to do to me when he came back on the channel. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm going to give you the platform. But before I give you the platform to speak, because he likes to interrupt everybody, let me set the foundation of how we got here. And he saw not just 3 times, but a minimum of 4 times, he saw that I used his own words against him and wrote the tape on him. And the people in the chat and everybody else seeing that I revealed that he was nothing but a liar. He lied several times in the platform, on the live, on the panel. And I was showing that. In other words, is I was challenging his credibility. So that whatever you say about Crawford really doesn't mean anything. Crawford don't know him like that. He running around here. There's nothing wrong with being a fan. But when you start disrespecting other men over being a fan of somebody else, that's weird. That's it's something wrong with that picture. I never disrespected that guy. He said that he saw me at USA boxing event. Okay, and what you saying by that? He said, "Oh, I already told you I seen your face before." So what are you implying about that? See, because
Hey,
you know where I'm from, Mill. You know my background. Don't imply certain things, saying stuff like that to me. I still let it go. I didn't take none. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, don't start talking like that. This is YouTube. We're just debating. It's nothing.
hey,
You know what I mean?
hey, D-Town. When Marty told me that he wanted to go this route and started making content, we had a long conversation. And with if you come from the real world, right? People handle things a certain way. There are consequences to saying certain things. And I was explaining to Marty that this is a completely different world. Like these dudes that be on here are different. Like fans or guys that make content. As you can see, Marty, you've had a couple of run-ins, like dudes take shit left. And I ain't talking about you're running with Blue Blues, my man, but you've had a bunch of other weird run-ins where dudes is trying to do homework, calling you by your first name, looking like just weird, a bunch of just weird shit. But this is what goes on, man. I've seen guys have people baby moms on their platform while they was beefing. Guys talking about what kind of men, what kind of women dudes like to date, and just a whole bunch of shit that ain't got nothing to do with boxing or the business of boxing. They take the shit completely left, and this is what kind of weird shit is on YouTube, man. It's different.
Yeah, I see that.
I wanted to say one thing to YSM Sports Media. I do watch your videos and your platform and stuff like that. So salute to you. You do good work, and some of my content might be a little bit off some of the things you do and stuff. So I just wanted to let you know that I do watch your videos and stuff, and you do a great job. So far as doing it. So I respect you highly on that. And I was saying earlier about me and manager Marty had met up, and me and him was doing our little videos and things like that. And the incident came about when me and him was together. And like I said, I'm getting into great details, but manager Marty, however, he know you and stuff, but manager Marty, he was down. I mean, he was down. I mean, like it was like what you call me, manager Marty, pots and pans. But manager Marty was down. So manager Marty, I know of him and things like that. But yeah, he's a real guy.
Detail. You from Atlanta?
From Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. All right. So you from a real place where real shit happens. These internet games, this shit is a different animal because if anybody doesn't know Marty has a certain threshold. And once you take Marty past that threshold, all the professionalism goes out the window.
I'm working on myself, right? I'm working on that.
No, but like
working on that.
Some people have shorter thresholds. Some people have higher. It depends on who you are. But what I'm saying is these internet dudes poke the bear. And once you go past your point, we there now. But you never gonna see these dudes in real life. Like they just gonna be keyboard warriors. So you just gonna be sitting there just aggravated. Like I've been here. The first thing I'm saying is, okay, well, what's the next fight you're going to? Because I'm done with the back and forth. But the reality is, Marty, as successful as you get, the more you just gonna have to deal with this bullshit. So just take it as internet games because none of this shit ever materializes where you can actually put pause on people.
I mean, like I said, man, I keep everything on YouTube, man. I don't advocate for. I'm just saying, just certain words that people say it can trigger certain people, man. You can't say, well, I seen you and I was in your face and pull up. When you say words like that, you know where we from, Jamil. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just certain words that people can't just be talking. You can't say certain words like that. That's all I'm saying. Pulling up, ducking somebody. When I see you, words like that, like I said, I don't take it personal. It's just don't disrespect
But
me on my joint, man. It wasn't even that deep. It just
all
really
this
wasn't.
over boxing though. And that's my thing, D-Town. All this over boxing, just because we have different points of view. But this is the type of shit I've been going through for man. Look, you'd be surprised how these dudes feel about other men. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to defend these other men with all their might and vitriol. Like, come on, man.
Wow.
I mean, we here now. Like I always say, it's unfortunate we have women in the chat. I never let the women try to see us as men act like them. I think that's really counterintuitive to see when a woman see a man acting like them, they just start losing respect, man. And I just want to make sure that the channel stay respectful. That's why when people come on, there's certain words that I don't let people use. If I hear like the N word and stuff, and he used that word, so as soon as I heard him use the N word, I cut his mic off. And then he said, "Get the F out of here." See, when you start talking like that, bro, what is this about? Because now you're taking it past YouTube. This is supposed to be YouTube. We're doing this for fun. This has nothing to do with anything else outside of YouTube. And he brought up Mike Williams Sr. Like, what was the point of bringing him up? Saying, oh, when they called you out on Monty Brown TV's channel, which was, I asked him, well, what time of day was this? It was 12:45 in the morning, and Monty knew, and so did Mike Williams Sr. know, that I knew nothing about any of that about to take place. That's not a shot at either one of them, but as men, let's keep it 100. I didn't know that was going to happen. But the bottom line is, me and Mike Williams Sr., we had a conversation over the phone. We had an understanding. He said what he said. I said what I said. We had understanding as men. Then we emailed each other and said it was a done deal. We resolved it. It's over. Why are you bringing up what Mike Sr. did and what I said to Mike Sr.? That situation was over. You know what I mean? But he's trying to make it seem like I didn't use it as a teachable moment. I use everything I do on YouTube as a teachable moment. That's why I'm here. It's just a shame how, grown men can act like this. It's really sad. I mean,
The
seriously,
Marty,
it is.
Marty, if your debating skills isn't up to par, if your position is a house of cards, then you have to resort to all kinds of what did my man Fanon said?
Filibuster.
Trying to fill it exactly. But no, that's the reality of it. Like, yo, he used the Boots was ducking Crawford narrative because he didn't go the WBO route. And bro, we argued for 10, 15 minutes about is Roka going to be the next opponent? And the answer was no. So the logic that he was using, it didn't go to actually happen. Man, you got me frustrated, man.
Yeah, listen. Before you got on the panel on Tuesday, D-Town was here. D-Town, you're my witness. Some people in the chat was here. The man said out of his own mouth, I can replay it, which I was going to do in my talking point. He said that I can come to Ohio since he trained fighters or something to that effect, and I can make money with him by managing certain fighters in Ohio. So we can do business together. Did he not say that detail? Did you hear him say that part?
Oh yeah, he said that.
So my thing is, how did it get from you respect me on my panel, you respect my platform, to I don't know what I'm talking about, to I'm gonna do business with you because you know what you're talking about as a manager, to now all of a sudden you disrespect me? Which one is it, bro? Which one is it? Is either you like me or you don't. Is either you respect me or you don't. Either way, it don't matter to me. But my thing is, how can you want to do business with a guy that don't know nothing about what he's talking about? Why would you want to do? And I told him straight up to his face, detail, you were there, I don't do business with people that do bad business. I only do business with people that do good business. Was my exact words to him. So now, if I would have did business with you, this how you gonna act? This your character? I don't do business with people that lie all the time. For what? He lucky I gave him the platform to come on here and say his piece. But like I told D-Town, YSM, and you know people be doing this. When you come on their stream, when they see that you're a guest, the first thing they tell you, well, at least some of them do. I know Fanon has done it. Show the video of your face before I let you on. You can turn your camera off while you come on the platform, the live stream, but I didn't even ask the man to do that. But when he got on here calling me Martell, now you're gonna show your face now. You want to reveal my name on the joint? You was throwing a shot at me. I know his real name, but I didn't get into that. But my thing is, he didn't want to show his face. I let it go. I didn't kick him off the panel. I was like, oh, you don't want to show your face? Oh, I'm not a content creator. But you jumping on the panel like you are. You talking trash like you are. You using words like cook like you are. Content creators use words like that. I just exposed them, and that's all I did. I rolled the tape on them, and the bottom line is the fans, the supporters, the subscribers, and the viewers seen that I caught him in 4 different lies. So it is what it is.
Detail.
Huh?
Go ahead, YSL Sport Media.
All right, detail, right? Are you a manager?
No.
I'm not a manager, right? So there's only a certain level I can critique Terence Crawford's business practices, right? That's Marty's expertise, right? So if Marty wants to criticize certain moves that Terence Crawford's made, that he's made as far as with navigating his career, based off of credentials, him being a licensed manager, he should be able to do so. Just like I critique content creators all day, every day. I do this for a living, right? So I don't understand why people take it personally. It's not personal, right? Marty is looking at this objectively from a person that has experience in this particular field. No, he's doing this wrong. He's doing that wrong. He should be doing this. As if the same way if Terence Crawford called up Marty for advice, he would say those exact things. I don't know why these fans take it so personally. Bro, this is Al and Terence Crawford conduct business. However they want to conduct business is up to them. But professionals in their field are going to have opinions about it.
You was gonna say something, Detail? I know you was trying to.
Now I was gonna say that the dude got in his feelings, when he had a nerve to try to bring my name up, not my legal name, but D-Town up, and I stepped out, like you told me. You say step out, it's gonna be you and him. And he brought me into it because he really didn't have a leg to stand on, so he tried to be messy and act like a diva because he didn't have anything to fight with. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no ammunition. I mean, just alone when you replayed what he said, I already condemned him. I already shut him down. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he revert back to, like YSM Sports Media say, they revert back to things that has nothing to do with, what pertains to what the conversation was about. So his motive when he came here was to be reckless, and unseemly, and wanted people to say, oh, he went over there just wreck shop and Manager Marty show or whatever, whatever the case might be. But all he did was left a bad taste in people's mouth whenever they see him, on a legitimate platform.
Well, somebody in the chat said I let him talk for too long anyway. But I was trying to be patient with him, like I'm always patient under pressure. But I can assure you of this, and I don't care if he's watching. If you are watching Green and whoever else know him, you can go back and tell him what I said. He is no longer welcome to this platform under no circumstances. He's got to make that right with me. He's more than welcome to make it right with me. My email address is in the about section, like he said, like he knew it was, like everybody else knew it was. I'm highly accessible on the email tip. He can email me and we can squash this like men. Because to me, it ain't no issue. But you know, as far as I'm concerned, he's no longer welcome here. I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect me and then think we're not doing it no more. I don't care what the situation is. If he's man enough to do what's honorable, like he say, he'd make it right with me. If he don't, so what? You know, I'm gonna continue to keep that man in prayer. But at the same time, no, I don't tolerate disrespect from nobody. It don't matter who it was. The same way I'm on YouTube, same way I'm off YouTube. But the bottom line is, as men, we got to conduct ourselves a little bit. All this emotional stuff, come on, man, ain't no place for that, man. But he has my email address. He's more than welcome to email me. I have no problem having a private dialogue as long as it's respectful and it's going to get to a real legitimate resolution. Anything outside of that, we're going to keep it moving.
He could come back and apologize. You know what I'm saying? He come back and just say he was wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. A real man can come back and apologize. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with having a disagreement. You know what I'm saying? If he disagree, even at the end of the day after the debate, and y'all still disagree, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just for everybody to come on here and speak their piece. That's the reason why we have these platforms. It's not the platforms is not just for us. It's for the subscribers and everybody. Without subscribers, and I call them my family. I call them family. The subscribers. Then what's the point of us being on this platform just talking to me and Manager Marty and YSL Sports Media without no audience? I mean, you know, the audience, the subscribers, our family. They all comment and we all talks about certain things that they say, we all get on here and we all fellowship together. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with people having their own opinion, but don't take it to your heart to where you want to fight and scrap and kill somebody. I mean, Terence Crawford don't even know this guy. He probably don't even give a care about him. And he just showed his true colors behind a man that actually don't care about him.
It's unfortunate that I am disappointed. Not by that. That wasn't nothing. I done been through a lot of situations in life. That doesn't bother me. I'm really disappointed because my intention was to give, you know, everybody that's viewing live and those that are going to view the replay of the live entertainment and education, because that's what my platform is about. I was trying to give, you know, hype this thing up, man. Give the viewers. It's Friday night. You know what I mean? Some people off on the weekend, some people not. Just give a little entertainment, you know, value to the debate. Make it interesting without it being too emotional. And it's just unfortunate that to me, I don't think that the subscribers and viewers got their money's worth tonight. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that. Other than that, you know, it is what it is, man. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It really it's unnecessary. As men, it was just unnecessary. That's why at some point I was like, okay, hold on for a minute. I'm not gonna keep muting this guy. Are we debating tonight? I'm not going to go back and forth with no grump. Are we debating tonight? He said no. Okay, but then it's over. There's no point to keep talking about something we're not debating on. You know, I just really thought that I was going to give everybody, you know what I mean? I wanted to give everybody, I'm an entertainer. You ask anybody that know me since I was a kid, I always entertain the people, entertain family, I'm an entertainer. So I was trying to give a little entertainment value to it so everybody can really be like, oh, okay. Even if people said he won, or even if he had some great points, that's okay. That's what a debate is. You're not gonna make a great point every single time you go up there and talk. But my thing is, we got to make it respectable, man. We got to make it honorable. You know, with that being said, we 3 hours in. I'm just disappointed about that part. Other than that, we had a great show overall. I thank you for your viewership detail. Thank you for supporting me, brother, and just coming on the platform, your perspective. Shout out to BBO Boxing. Please subscribe to Detail Boxing's channel and BBO Boxing's channel and YSM Sports Media channel if you haven't done so. These guys are great content creators. They do a wonderful job. They work hard. We had KC. I always mess his name, the letters up, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The OGs, the singing OG was here. Salute to the singing OG. Thank you for that new news that he gave in the chat about Showtime debunked the false theory of July 22nd between Crawford and Spence. So y'all subscribe to the singing OG's channel. I'm trying to AM Sports Media was here. Jason and Greg. Salute to those guys. Please subscribe to those guys' channel. They like family to me as well. It was somebody else. I don't want to miss another content creator.
Boss Hog was
Boss
here.
Hog was. I didn't know Boss Hog was here.
Yeah.
Oh, salute the Boss Hog. I didn't catch you, boss. I probably was talking to the other dude, so I didn't catch you in the chat. So salute the Boss Hog. Please subscribe to his channel as well. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Hopefully, I come back on Tuesday night and give y'all a better performance, better entertainment value. 'Cause I didn't do a good job tonight overall, but I'm gonna work on it and get better with my next live because this was a little bit messy and really didn't like that. Detail, I always give you the opportunity to do the benediction, as I call it. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Peace and blessings to all of you. Salute to everybody that came out in the live stream tonight and just participated in the chat. Those of you that contributed to the channel, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. If you're watching the replay of this live, thank you for your viewership as well. If you have a comment, please give us some feedback. I love feedback from everybody that's participating, whether we agree or not. I said enough that I needed to say. I'm leaving it in the hands of my main man, Pots and Pans, Detail Boxing, to close us out. And salute.
Salute to Manager Marty and all the family members that came in. Salute to every last one of y'all from the bottom of my heart. Y'all are family. We couldn't do this without y'all. And for y'all to be able to grace us with y'all presence, being here, because y'all could have been doing things with y'all family or even sleeping or working or whatever the case might be. We thank y'all for y'all support. Y'all pray for me and my family, and I pray for y'all and y'all family. Salute to every last one of you. Love every last one of y'all. D-Town Boxing, Manager Marty, signing out.